All right, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the Boxing Debate Arena. This is Open Lines Friday. So you know how it works. Anybody can join. Everybody should join. And so let's talk some boxing here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. To Matador, Rafael Garza, Dark Hado, Valo 36, Tim Batman Boxing. All right, we already have BDA here. Link in the description if you want to join via Discord, and also I will be posting the link in the chat as well. So there's several things I want to talk about. So I'm making a video, actually I already finished it, about 7 boxers that could become the next boxing stars. And what I mean by stars is that, you know, they attract they have a fan base, and they can sell out arenas, and there's demand for these boxers. And so there's 7 boxers, and I want to talk about this, and I want to hear what you guys have to say, and then I'm going to add your comments on my video. So that's what I want to do.
Keep it clean. Clean it up.
Yes, this is a family-friendly show. But yeah, I have
any
7 names
word.
here.
We don't want people talking about, you know, the camps and how it wasn't 6 million, and we don't want to hear any of that.
No, we're going to keep it boxing, right? No conspiracies. No.
No, I was talking about for your video, content for your video, because since you're going to put it in a video, we don't want a bunch of nonsense.
Exactly. Well, maybe I can get your takes on this. So,
My takes.
Yeah, well, I'm going to throw a name at you here, and you tell me
Wait a minute.
what his chances are of him becoming a superstar. All right?
Lay it on me.
Because we all know Canelo's going to leave the sport soon. So who's going to fill that void? That's the real question here. So let's go. Let's see. Let me pick one first out of these 7. Kishan Davis.
Now that is indeed a strange one right off the bat. It seemed last year that his potential was very good at transcending the sport because he's a power puncher, at least at lightweight so far. So it looked like he was going to make some strides there. However, the best guy he fought was Nahir Albright. And, well, I shouldn't maybe say the best guy, maybe one of the best. And Albright gave him all he could handle. And Kishan Davis, ever since then, he's gone off the deep end. I don't know, maybe Nahir Albright also beat his brother. And then there was that scuffle that ensued thereafter. So it seems like Nahir Albright is the Davis's kryptonite. This dude, maybe he reminds the Davises of someone they met at the insane asylum or something. Maybe a guard there or something. Maybe he licked their faces. Like, you remember that the security guard in Terminator 2, he licks Sarah Connor's face. Maybe that's what that guy did to them. I don't know. But he seems to be their kryptonite. And Kishan Davis, then it really left a bad taste in my mouth. The whole fruit basket thing, where there were some strong indications that someone within his own group might have done that to sort of create sympathy that, oh, he's the victim. And I could go into more depth about that to explain why I believe that might have been the case. But even then, I mean, I'm not sure about that. So, but it just the whole thing left a bad taste in my mouth. The way these guys were dismissive about it afterwards, even though they're the ones that brought it up in the press conference or whatever. Then his behavior, not making weight, he still shows up at the fight and he's seen munching on food. He was gorging on food like a homeless guy. You know, a homeless guy when attended at the 7-Eleven or something. Next thing you know, he's opening up bags of chips. And he's gorging himself with as much food as he can before they kick him out. That's what it reminded me of. So, and then the what happened with backstage. So, this dude, I don't know, man. I don't think his potential is very good. Let's just put it that way. So far.
Mentally unstable. That's the reason.
I wouldn't go that far, but he is a little unstable.
What about Jeron Ennis?
Jeron Ennis has a good a shot. He seems to be more consistent than Kishan Davis. I don't like some of the shenanigans that took place last year. I mean, he turned down a Crawford fight in, what was it, 2003 or 2024? I get the timeless mix, but he certainly turned it down. Then he turned down a whole bunch of other fights. Then it's he's complaining about, oh, I can't make 147 anymore. But then he stays at that weight and he rejects an Ortiz fight to stay at welterweight. And then the justification is, well, he wanted the undisputed title, the Ring Magazine title. Yeah, but is it really that much worth it to stay at a weight class that you're having a hard time making to fight a guy like Stanionis, even if it's for the Ring Magazine title? It's the same thing that you were talking about yesterday, Bucho, about Haney. Well, I'm facing the best welterweight in the world. Okay, but then at the same time, he says Brian Norman, his opponent, hasn't fought anybody. So, okay, you could be facing the number one guy, but if it's the number one guy in a weak division, then everything is relative at that point. And it's the same thing there with Jeron Ennis. Why make that sacrifice to stay there and fight a guy like Stanionis, whereas he could have fought a guy like Ortiz last year? So I don't know what's going on. Eddie Hearn is usually a good promoter, even though we've had people come out here and say that he's all horrible, he's awful, he doesn't know what he's doing, he's a Nepo baby. I thought he did a good job with Joshua, even though Joshua didn't turn out to be the best heavyweight in the world, but he certainly was one of the best.
What did he do with Joshua?
Well, I mean, he made him the face of boxing. So from a business standpoint, let's not forget, this is a business.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel just Joshua would have become Joshua no matter who promoted him.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. I guess, you know what? I guess we'll see what happens with Ennis. And that's a little more difficult because he's an American, whereas Eddie Hearn is not an American, and who knows how well he knows the boxing business as it pertains to, the demographics in the U.S. and all that. So we'll see what happens with him. But Jeron Ennis, I don't know what specific ranking to give him, but I do think he's got better chances of being a mainstream star than Kishan Davis.
I was going to say, you mentioned Eddie Hearn in the United States, and the lawyer mentioned this in an interview with Errol Hawani about how, what's his name again? Eddie Hearn has failed in the United States. And it's true.
Well, De La Hoya usually talks down about everybody. So we can't really take what he says all too seriously. But as far as him failing in the U.S., I mean, he hasn't achieved what he wants yet. So if Matchroom ever closes its doors and goes out of business, then yeah, I guess we would call it a failure. But he still has Jeron Ennis, he still has Bam Rodriguez, and he's got Shakur Stevenson. So he's trying to plant himself in the American market with an potential American star. Obviously, I think also, now that we mentioned Shakur Stevenson, I think Jeron Ennis has a better shot of being a star than Shakur Stevenson.
Who's Devin Haney with?
He's a free agent.
Right. But he was with Eddie Hearn at some point, right?
Yes, and now, from what I understand, they're not in the best of terms. Him, Haney and Bill Haney, and they're not in a good place with Eddie Hearn. They feel like Eddie Hearn backstabbed them or besmirched them somehow.
How?
Well, I think is, and this is Eddie Hearn's point of view, is he says that these guys, after the Garcia fight, he offered them fights and they turned them down because it wasn't for the amount of money that they wanted. And then Eddie Hearn said, these guys, they don't understand the business. They don't understand that he's not worth what he was prior to Ryan Garcia. Because even though there was the whole shenanigans there with the PEDs and all that, people still saw Haney getting the shit kicked out of him. And even then, he was never that entertaining. So who's really going to pay him $5 million per fight, or whichever quantity he wants to get paid, to see him run around the ring and clinch his way to a decision? It's just, it doesn't work out business-wise.
But see, going back to what the lawyer said about Eddie Hearn failing in the United States, he failed with Devin Haney.
Yes.
Now, who made that mistake there, or what happened? I think, in my opinion, Eddie Hearn made the mistake of thinking that he could penetrate the U.S. market with Devin Haney.
Oh, what?
Penetrate. like deep.
I mean, come on.
Penetrate the American
come on.
market,
Oh,
and he couldn't do it.
He tried to go raw.
But first of all, why in the hell? Why would you think that Devin Haney was the guy that was going to help you do that? And Boots Ennis, I can see that. At least he's more exciting. He has punching power. Maybe he hasn't been tested against guys his own size, but still, I mean, so far he shows that he has power, and he's more exciting. When Devin Haney, you could see it from a mile away. This guy, you're not going to make any money with this guy, especially after losing against Ryan Garcia, right? That's why he was, like you said, probably Eddie Hearn wasn't offering any money that Haney was happy with, any amount of money. It made sense, but again, how stupid can you be, to think that you can make some money with Devin Haney?
Back then, they were still on the train, the Mayweather train. They're like we've talked about before. They think they can take a boring guy who's quick, but boring, but that somehow they can still turn him into a star. They somehow think that, hey, this guy, if he's a boxing virtuoso, a boxing wizard, that people will watch to see him fight. And they don't understand that this ain't baseball, this ain't basketball, where if you're somehow good, because again, in team sports, the fans root for the team. So if there's a guy, say in basketball, a guy who's good at the rebounds, he might not be the greatest at scoring points, but he's good at getting that ball and then passing it on to his teammate, who then scores the basket or the point. That dude is going to get paid a lot because he's an asset to the team, and the team, the fans, all they care about is their team winning. With boxing, it's not the same thing. It's an individual sport. So even if a guy he's hard to hit and he's slick and whatever, people don't want to see that because it's not entertaining, and they're not rooting for. There's people out there obviously who have our allegiance to a guy, especially if it's the guy from the same race or the same color, or whatever. But at the end of the day, we know that most of those people don't pay for those guys, and then on top of that, if a guy's boring, People don't want to be watching, even if they're rooting for the guy, they're not going to be entertained by watching 12 rounds of the same thing over and over. And so that's what they don't understand. But some of these promoters, it seems to me, they equate that with other sports. Like, oh, this guy's good. He wins all 12 rounds. Therefore, people are going to want to pay to watch his skills. And that just doesn't work in boxing. We've had 50 years or more of that.
It goes beyond he's just a good boxer. It's because he's an African American.
I was going to jump in and say that when you gave me a chance. I was waiting for a pause. I was going to say it is a team thing, BDA, but it's not necessarily like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like the Dodgers or the Beavers. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of team. And if you brought up Floyd Mayweather and you're saying, oh, this guy right here, this is what I think the promoters see, right? Because with Floyd Mayweather, they say he's the best guy since Muhammad Ali, right? And what was what do they say about Muhammad Ali's whole selling point? They hated him because he was black, and that's why they came to see him, because they wanted to see his black ass lose, because the racists just hate him so much. And that's what's supposed to be the secret to Ali's popularity and why everyone loved him, why everyone hated him, but they also loved him around the world. It's kind of like a bit of an oxymoron. And they try, and look, and with the same thing with Floyd though. That's what they try to say with Floyd. The reason why everyone came to see him is because they hated him. He made them hate him because they can't beat him. So they all came to see him lose. And what's the underlying thing there? They're fucking racist. They really, why do they really hate him? Because he's a good boxer? Because he's black. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they use.
A successful young black man.
Yeah, so wait a minute. Exactly. So you're telling me some of these promoters think the same way? You're telling me some of these promoters think the same way some of these idiots out there think that, if this guy is hated,
have you seen how PBC operates? Have you seen how Top Rank operates? Have you seen how Eddie Hearn operates?
You know what? I'm having a hard time disagreeing with that.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Is this Frank?
Yeah, they're good.
Hold on. Is this Frank? Is this the real Frank Bay?
Oh, he's back.
What's up,
Salute.
What the fuck? Where you been?
Yo.
We thought you died.
I've been around,
you didn't hear me when I said, well, you didn't hear me when I said all the spooks and gooks and the freaks and geeks. It's their time to start.
That's right.
Come on, man.
Freaks come out at night, baby.
Shout out to Frank Bay making a comeback.
What's up?
They let you out, huh?
Disrespecting the black man? Come on. I'm here to get it in.
No way.
I'm here to speak the truth. Speak truth to power.
Get it in.
Exactly.
We're talking about Devin Haney, because I don't know when they're talking about Eddie Hearn and how they always said that Eddie Hearn failed in the United States, and it's true. He had Haney and he didn't do anything with that guy. He didn't penetrate the U.S. market.
Devin Haney sucks, dude. He sucks.
He had Anthony
Just
Joshua.
sucks.
He couldn't penetrate the U.S. market with him either.
Yeah, but he's a UK guy. I guess kind of makes sense, but still, yeah, he could have.
No, I mean, no. If he hadn't got knocked the fuck out, if he hadn't got embarrassed like he did against Ruiz, who knows
Oh
what
yeah,
happened.
yeah, you're right. You're right. But Devin Haney, like seriously, what did Eddie Hearn think he was gonna do with Devin Haney? How far was he? Like, he thought he had a Floyd Mayweather in his hands.
I swear that's what he thought. Bucho, they like that was kind of like a joke about it, but I'm fucking serious. They're kind of playing up on this goofy ass like, oh, they hate him because they hate him. It's all racism and blah blah blah. We're gonna lure them in with their hate, and we're gonna take all their fucking money. It doesn't fucking work like that. It doesn't work like that. And one of these two guys in the last 100 years, 150 years, they caught lightning in a bottle, and they made themselves very famous, whatever. And what their I wouldn't say Muhammad Ali was that boring, right? Because he actually would get knockouts every now and then. But like Floyd, they think they can replicate that, and I'm telling you, it has to do with they're trying to do it all the basis of and just like we're making jokes about the young successful black man, and they try to say the same thing about Haney. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you hate him, and they would try to advertise him the same way, saying, oh, he's undefeated, he's 30, he's keeping up on that Floyd Mayweather record, and as soon as he took an L to Ryan Garcia. Like how scared were they to lose that? How scared were they to lose that marketing ploy? They did so much. They got that loss overturned, so he could still be technically undefeated.
Silvers, let me throw something at you. When we talk about Devin Haney, Shakira, the guys before him, Andre Board, there's a synonymous name that comes with the American fighter, right? When we say, we know what we're talking about. We say American fighter, but the style, right? What is the connotation with those types? The slick style. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just from that perspective, what is their style? It's the hit and not be hit, right?
Yep. Mayweather.
So what I'm trying to say is Devin Haney checks all the boxes, right?
Yep.
He's very athletic. He has a slick style. He follows the culture. That's another big connotation. So he checks all the boxes. The only thing he really lacked was the Olympic pedigree that Ali and Mayweather had before him. So he what did he fight, like 20, 30 cans in Mexico? That's kind of like his chink of armor.
Yep.
Well, that's the other thing, though. So, we keep talking about, well, who's going to be the next star? Who's going to be the next star? And Mayweather, like we keep saying, he was an anomaly. And on top of that, it took him about 11 years, thereabouts, for him to transcend into the mainstream. People forget when he was fighting Victoriano Sosa in Miami in front of 4,000 people, couldn't even fill out that place. Same thing when he fought, what was the guy's name? He fought a Puerto Rican guy in 2005. He was like the proto Miguel Cotto. He wasn't doing well. He was doing horrible. But HBO at the time, they would pay big money for some of these dudes because they had the money. So they just wanted to keep all the best talent from Roy Jones to Lennox Lewis to De La Hoya and all that. So they were just paying Mayweather because they recognized he was a good fighter, but he just wasn't doing anything. And it took 10 years. 10 years. Is anyone really going to take that chance with Devin Haney? Or some other future boxer who's boring? Hey, we're going to invest 10 years into this guy to see if he becomes a star, or otherwise we're willing to lose money on that. It's a big investment, especially now today with, we keep saying, dwindling networks, dwindling fight dates, guys are inactive. I mean, so you take a look at some of these up-and-coming prospects. For them, a busy schedule is 3 fights a year, whereas the prospects in the heydays, they used to fight 5-6 times a year.
Yeah, man, Devin Haney's like a Kardashian, right? All these dudes try to take her, make her something that she ain't,
Yeah, and that whole Haney Kardashian bullshit, that fakery was supposed to end after the Ryan Garcia fight. Unfortunately, there was the whole Austrian debacle thing, and that gave Devin Haney a lifeline. But how long is that going to last? How long can his career go? Because I think he's been exposed, and maybe Norman Jr. is going to be that one. Yeah.
I actually think he has a chance against Norman Jr. just because he can stink the joint out. I caught the replay of Ramirez versus Haney. That might be the worst fight of all time. Like, that people had to pay for. I mean, but it literally was. I thought Kambosos and Haney was bad. That's how I got into the white TBC, because I seen how awful that fight was. I just seen the jab and grab. I said, there's no way people can enjoy this, right? So I went in the white TBC and I heard people say that was a masterclass. I said, that jab and grab was Andre Ward. I mean, he took Andre Ward and perfected it. So he can beat anybody, just like Shakur. Don't get it twisted. These guys can beat anybody because they have the ability to stink the joint out so bad. That's what people miss, is that they really cannot get hit if they choose to.
Yeah, and the referees, they don't implement the rules, obviously, and the judges don't care either. Yeah. So they get away with it, of course.
Well, I challenge the chat, anybody listening, rewatch Haney Garcia, because I caught that too. And there was 10 knockdowns. He was literally falling, trying to reach out and grab. And Harvey Dock penalized Ryan, and people forget that. I'm like, holy shit.
He took a point away. Yeah.
He tried to do it 2 times.
How many times in a fight where you see a guy fall down, he gets knocked down, and he's hurt so bad that he falls down again trying to get up, and the referee doesn't immediately stop it? Isn't that like cause for stopping the fight almost immediately?
Call the doctor.
The only time I've seen that,
bring in the doctor, check the guy out or something.
Yeah, like, dude, you're fucked up. If you can't get up on your own, bro, you're fucked up.
Well, look at
he's wobbly, he's hurt, concussed
against Kostazur. Remember Zab Judah? He got up, he fell again.
Zab Judah kind of fell, and they stopped it immediately.
But not only everything you mentioned, he's concussed, hurt, wobbly, and then on top of that, he's shitting his pants. I mean, that's cause for concern right there. It's interesting.
Dirty pants.
You know what? It's only
that'd have been anybody else. The referee would have stopped the fight.
Well, it's only because Garcia was so out of shape he couldn't finish the fight.
But look, even in the Loma fight, they have that snapshot of him and his dad, and in the 9th round, he's telling his dad, he figured me out. I don't know what to do.
Yes. Yeah, I remember now.
And people overlook that completely. So Loma starts taking over, beating his ass in the championship rounds, and they just kind of glossed over it. Remember, when Canelo Crawford, they just had this whole aura of like, oh, he was masterclass. But there is that clip of Crawford saying, are we winning? People just gloss over these facts, as they say, facts. And Haney, this masterclass high IQ, he figured me out. And somehow we just overlooked that.
Yeah.
Speaking,
they listen to Max Kellerman, they listen to Andre Ward, they listen to fucking Teddy Atlas, and guys like this who are just on their knees for their like American hero or whatever.
Speaking of American heroes, that's one of the big questions is about the next star and but whatever. And Tank Davis, for a while there, he had a spark that he could have turned into a flame and transcend the sport. Bray just posted this on the Discord via Chris Mannix, and I think it's the real Chris Mannix. I hope we're not getting duped here. Let me just check. SI Chris Mannix. Yeah, I think that's the real one. He's now saying there's a rumor that Netflix and representatives for Jake Paul are exploring a replacement for Gervonta Davis following Gervonta Davis's found allegations about, because he's being sued or something in court. What do they call it? Civilian court or what's the word I'm looking for here? Civil court for charges of beating up a girl or something. So I think there were also reports saying that the fight wasn't selling well at the gate, which surprised me. So what do you guys think about that? Is Tank Davis done as a potential star?
Yeah.
I think that like we make this joke a lot. We kind of say this about these. I kind of mentioned this about Devin Haney too. Their undefeated records, dude. It's their whole marketing point. It's their whole selling point. These guys aren't marketable unless they're defeated, because no one, like you guys mentioned, no one really wants to see that fucking style. The only thing that's attractive about it is, it can't be stopped, right? So that's what's really draws people in to watch anything like that. So even Gervonta Davis isn't. He's not in particularly like his style is entertaining, right? He knocks people out, but he's never really hit that. Really tested himself. Really tried it at the world level like that. So it's like it's really been waiting. His star's really been waiting, and the Lamont Rose fight. Oh my god, the Lamont Rose fight really took a lot of steam out of his tail, right? Because everyone thinks he lost, and he was supposed to rematch him, and instead of doing that, he kind of ducked that fight to go fight Jake Paul, and it's like something no one really asked for. It's kind of a joke. You know, I don't think anyone. Yeah, I think he hurt himself his look a lot by not fighting Lamar Brooks again.
Hey, by the way,
it's crazy
guys,
when he.
It
I
was
want
like
to change.
almost an admission of the loss. He's like almost like admitting he lost and saying, "I'd rather not fight him again." Because he already did the same thing with Pitbull Cruz, where some people think he lost that fight, and they asked him, "Would you ever rematch him?" And he said, "Hell no." And that's not the kind of response you're supposed to give to someone who gave you a hard fight. You know?
Yeah, no, exactly. You should go. I
When
want a
you're a star.
rematch, but I want to change
I'm
the
gonna
topic
make
here
it look
because
easy next time.
I made a video, but before I post it, I want to add like your comments regarding this topic, and the topic is the lawsuit that Devin Haney he dropped the lawsuit against Ryan Garcia. Now he says he wants to settle it in the ring. Let me just read this before I get your take on this. He's a former undisputed lightweight champion. Devin Haney has revealed he's no longer pursuing a lawsuit against Ryan Garcia, choosing instead to seek a resolution in the boxing ring. Haney had initially filed the suit for battery, fraud, and breach of contract after their April 2024 fight, which Garcia won but later tested positive for a banned substance. And then he says, Haney stated that while his legal team was behind the lawsuit, it was never his personal desire. I'm a fighter, he said. I want to get back in the ring. I want to get it back in blood, he says. And then what else he says? He says, forget any lawsuit. Let's settle it in the ring. So, okay. So first of all, he's saying he never wanted a lawsuit, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's true. But most importantly, why is he dropping it? He doesn't even say why.
For starters, have we ever seen a boxer sue another boxer? I mean, have we ever seen this before?
You
The
know,
only thing I could...
I don't know.
When you see somebody, they could counter sue you too.
What about Manny versus Floyd?
well, I
Wasn't Manny
think-
suing Floyd?
Yeah, Manny, but that wasn't about the fight. And then the only, let me just say this, Antonio Margarito, that whole thing, I don't think Shane Mosley, I think he could have maybe pressed charges, but that guy, if that was true, and we all know the history, but let's say it was true, Shane could have actually pressed charges against him. And that would have been more legitimate than what this punk is trying to do.
Right. But
Well,
you go ahead, Reckoning.
I think that he knew that there was nothing there. That's one. Two, when I say nothing there, you know, when you look at the transcripts of why he was suspended, it clears him of any wrongdoing in terms of like intentionally using PEDs. What they suspended him for was not disclosing, which was a trap. It was a trap. Not disclosing to the New York State Athletic Commission his what he was taking to rehydrate. So they got him on a technicality and just suspended him for a year. So if you were to bring that up in court, the court would read those papers and say, well, it doesn't say that he took anything intentionally, so you have no case. You have something else. And also, when you sue somebody, they can countersue you. They have every right to countersue you. So if I'm Ryan Garcia and I'm being sued by somebody like Devin Haney, and I know his connections to a known dope dealer, I'm gonna start digging into what's going on there.
Yep, and Ryan Garcia did mention content a couple times, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that he might need to hide, you better drop that lawsuit.
That makes sense.
And also, to add on to that, what you guys saying, how Devin Haney's saying, I want it back in blood, and I'm not like that. I'm not that kind of person. Didn't he also reportedly very recently sue his ex-girlfriend for like $150,000 for like gifts and money he spent on her during the relationship? So he's like a little bitch. Like,
it's true. Yeah, what the fuck that's all about? Like, hey, all of a sudden, give me all the stuff I bought you. Like,
I mean, did he think he was going to get respect for this? Because, fighters like Gabe Rosado trashed him. I think they really wanted to fight Gabe Rosado because he was saying that was just so weak. Basically, it was bitch made. Like, you got to be the biggest bitch to do some shit
Gabe
like that.
Rosado will whip his ass. Gabe Rosado will whip his ass. Come on, bro.
Well, to be fair,
the dad was talking shit.
To be fair, everything Gabe Rosado said was true.
Yeah, exactly. See, you could respect a guy like Gabe Rosado. He fights everybody. If he wanted to pad his record, he's talented enough that he could have did that, and maybe sell himself out for a big money fight. But he's a true warrior. A guy like Devin Haney. This is a guy who nitpicks his fight. He's bigger than everybody he fights. I mean, you can see that. When he fights guys his size, he either runs like hell or gets beat up against them. So,
Well, also I gotta imagine that it has to be similar to the streets and boxing. Like there's just things you don't talk about, like locker room talk. And I think that's what Gabe Rosado's kind of pointing out is that, you just don't do that. It's just an unwritten rule. Like don't just because you get or like if you do something, don't start snitching on everybody. But you just don't do it. You don't sue somebody.
there's also a rule like don't be dissing a fighter who fights like you're better than him. Because remember, if that dude ever beats your ass in a fight, don't even show you. Everybody's gonna remember you talk shit, and that's what Devin Haney's going through. Devin Haney talks so much shit about Ryan Garcia, how he was a C-level fighter. He was trying to take a page of Floyd Mayweather against Arturo Gotti.
Well, yeah, and Devin Haney has the whole I'll never lose to a white boy. So, and that was when he was first coming up. I'll never lose to a white boy. Like, what does that mean? What are you trying to say? What is that whole thing about?
Well, he lost a few.
By the way, I want to read a comment from Rafael Garza Jr. Thank you for your super chat. He says, Tank doesn't know that what machismo is. Tank es de los que cree que el caballo y la mujer solo entienden a chingazos. He says Tank is a person who only thinks that horses and women only understand beating. I mean, yeah, that guy has fucking issues. The guy has issues.
Well, he's a guy who he's a dude who he blew his potentials because is he 30 now?
Almost, yeah. I think he's 30.
Yeah. It's cash out now from here on out.
Oh, here's the
he
question.
Might win one.
Here's the question, because I'm making a video. I'm making a video about like the futures because we know Canelo's gonna retire soon, and somebody gonna have to take his place as the like the face of boxing or a superstar. And yeah, let's talk about that. Tank Davis, can he make it? Can he be that guy?
Well, it is rare for you to become a legendary fighter after 30. There are some cases.
Floyd is
right?
the only one. Yeah.
Right. You got Floyd, but even he had a pedigree where when he was 30, he had beat some decent names, right? He beat some decent names already.
Yeah, true.
And he didn't beat the superstar names, but he beat some pretty good names like Diego Corrales, a washed up Arturo Gotti. There was like those names. Sean Bay Mitchell, he wasn't a star, but he was a decent. He was washed up. They fought him, right? When he was washed up.
Gotti, yeah, you said Gotti.
Yeah, so these guys were. So for Tank to do that, it's the cards are stacked. Everything is stacked against him because number one, smaller guys don't get better with age. They typically don't. And so it's for him, it's just a cash out fight from here on out. Somebody's going to be looking at him to give him some money so one of their fighters could come up on the come up. And you can see why, because he's 30 years old. His resume is thin. He kind of lost his last fight, his last real boxing fight. I think it's finished.
Well, with Tank, Tank was anointed, right? Because he had the whole Floyd Mayweather thing. I think Tank checks all the boxes, right? If we talk about what makes a superstar, the only box he might or might not check, and this is a pause moment, is he good looking? Floyd, Oscar, Sugar Ray Leonard, they all had that kind of pretty boy thing going. And you have to have a culture, right? Canelo has Mexico, Manny had the Philippines, and Stank, he has what? He has the culture, what he represents. So I think he checks all the boxes. The only thing that he's missed is the fights.
Yeah,
Manny had Barrera, Morales.
Tank did you guys? Tank has the ghetto. He just doesn't have the accolades.
Did you guys bring up Jake Paul?
that he's trying to replace Tank, or he might replace him?
No, I'm saying like as a star. I mean, he isn't he young in his 20s, late 20s?
Yeah, come on, man.
No, but like let's sit down and think about it. He's beaten legends.
Yeah,
He's beaten names. He does have some popularity.
I don't.
Okay.
Jake
Let's
doesn't
talk
pass-
about that. He will have to really get serious about it though, because the circus thing is dying. Even somebody posted the fact that the Tank Davis fight's not selling. So see, the circus is ending. It's coming to an end. Now, what he has to reinvent himself, or he has to take it to the next level. Jake Paul.
Wait, what's he doing fighting a 5'4"?
Well, that's the thing.
Lightweight.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
Like I can't see him becoming a star unless he steps it up, man.
Yeah, but most boxing fans don't really pay attention to like that. Casuals.
No, well, they are. No,
don't.
they do because they're not showing up to the Tank fight, to the Jake Paul Tank Davis fight. They're not showing up. Like I'm telling you, the circus is over, man.
When they're watching these presses and they see little Tank, they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Right? Let's say like a lot of casuals.
Yeah. Exactly. It's hard to sell that shit, though.
You see a lot of casuals. They hear Tank Davis' name. They're like, "Oh well, Tank must be 6 feet tall and 190 pounds or some shit like that, right?" This is like their mindset. They're thinking that, but then they see him next to Jake Paul and they're like, "Whoa, what the fuck? This guy's a midget."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to the eye. You know, like that's what I was gonna say with Jake. For me, this is just my opinion. I'm taking off the top of the head, freestyling. To me, Jake doesn't pass the eye test. And what I mean by that is when you watch a fighter, like us as boxing heads, there's certain fighters that'll jump off the screen. Like him or hate him, Gervonta does that. When you see him fight, you go, well, this guy's good. He's got power. You know who doesn't is David Benavidez. He's a plotter, but Jeron Boots Ennis, he does jump off the screen. To me, Virgil Ortiz does. So Jake Paul, you could tell he has no skills. You're just watching the big guy kind of lumber around. You know, if you're not naturally bred in this sport, it takes a nanosecond to react, and you can see that.
I could say the same thing to a lesser extent with Haney.
Yeah, that he doesn't jump off the screen.
Well, he doesn't. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he never.
Well, Loma did, right? When Loma came in, everybody was like, "Who's this little white boy that can dance?" Like it was something you've never seen before with Lomachenko. In my opinion.
Yeah, no, me too. But when it came to Haney, like, well, okay, let's move on. Okay, let's move through the list here. So, potential future superstar. Now let's go through here. Okay, let's Benavidez. David Benavidez.
Nah.
No, because if he was, he would have been already.
Yeah, exactly. No.
He's next up, bro. And look, I'll say this: I fucked up, dude, because I was the main proponent of this. I would tell everybody, I hope this fight never happens between Canelo and Benavidez, right? And Canelo should have fought him, bro, because if he lost to him, it wouldn't be such a big deal. He would have passed the torch. You know, Benavidez would have been like, okay, I'm the next Mexican up. And, you know, Canelo would have like fucking, I won't say ruined his legacy, bro, but he made himself look bad by losing to Crawford, right? So.
Oh yeah, then nobody cares about Crawford. I mean, was it like Bomac? He was on the boxing, in the boxing voice, and he was saying.
Oh, he was so triggered on there, dude.
Can you tell people what happened? Tell people what happened.
Okay, so Ness, right, the guy who runs the boxing voice, he has like a hip hop, you know, co-host, two-tone, right? And that dude, he's like a rapper, like a local rapper, so he's not very big or whatever, but he's like a musician. And I think he transitioned over to like YouTube boxing shit, you know, and so he's kind of a casual. He doesn't really, when you hear him talk, you know he doesn't know too much about boxing. He tries to be tongue-in-cheek. He tries to be funny. You know, he tries to be like a contrarian. He tries to hit different angles. You know what I mean? Because to give the show different looks, that's what you have to do, right? And he, like I said, he doesn't know too much about boxing, so he just tries to be the funny guy. You know what I mean? Like the contrarian. So like his different angles, like, oh, you know, what does the hood have to think about this? You know what I mean? Saying shit like that. So he would kind of go against, you know, some of the stuff that Crawford would be on or whatever, like just a little critical. And then this dude, Bomac jumps on there and he just starts calling This fool, two-tone hater, is like, stop hating on him. It's like, this fool's out of breath. You can tell he's chewing on something while he's talking. Like, he's talking,
God.
he's eating while he's talking
What
to
the
them.
fuck?
But he's like running out of breath. Like, you a hater, you a hater, you a hater. And it's like, bro, just because he's not on his hands and knees for Crawford, you know, not everyone needs to fucking do that. You know what I mean? It's like not enough. Like, you need everyone to love this dude. If he doesn't love him, so what? If he has something to say about him, so what? It is suspicious, bro, that he worked with Victor Conte. It is suspicious that he went up 2 weight classes. He didn't lose any stamina. He didn't lose any speed. You know, like, and in his first time at the weight class, he looked like he was in better shape than the guy who's been dominating the weight class for 5 years. Hey, bro, some of that shit's suspicious, dude. If people have questions, they're going to have them. And it's just like Bomac was telling him, like, he even tried to hit he even tried to hit this race angle. Like, you going to come at another brother like that? He's like, you ain't shit, and you're a clown, and blah, blah, blah. And, like, the dudes are so up in his feelings, but if you ever listen to him talk, like I just described him, he's kind of a casual. You know, he's not someone to take too seriously. He's trying to be funny half the time. So, you know, like, I don't know what the big deal was with this dude that he wanted to go at them so hard. But, yeah, it's just more like any criticism is received bad. It's like, bro, the dude's not perfect. Whatever. He gets plenty of fucking, you know, go ahead.
But wasn't Bomac also saying, like, Crawford, he can fight anybody now. He's, like, in that position. Like,
perfect. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Look, and then look, and this is what Two-Tone actually got him on because he made him look stupid with this because he said Crawford can fight anybody now. We've earned that right. We've done it all. We're at that point now. We can choose which fights to make. And just the type of shit that they would criticize Canelo for, right? That Canelo's being a little diva. And Canelo's done enough in the sport that he can choose his next fight. He doesn't have to keep fighting the next young, hungry lion. And that's basically what Bomac was saying about Crawford now. Like, you know, we've done the hard work. Now we can do the easy work. Now we can pick and choose. And the guy, Two-Tone, was saying, well, we want to fight Jeron Ennis. You know, why the fuck doesn't he try to do that? And, you know what I mean? Like, you know, there's guys that we want him to fight, and he's taking fights that we don't want him to, basically. And, yeah, that's what the crux was. And, yeah, Bomac doesn't like any criticism for his little buddy.
amazing. Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, Crawford, what was the whole push behind Crawford? Nobody gave him a chance, and they isolated him. Exactly. They blackballed him. It's kind of hypocritical.
Oh, thank you, Frank Bay, because that's what they told him. They say, hey, when you said that, you become the thing that you hated most, the thing that you always been against, the thing that you said, you know, they always did against Crawford because no one wanted to fight him because they knew he was one of the best and they didn't want to take that risk. The whole thing with Errol Spence, why that fight took so long, right? They were ducking and dodging him. And now they're turning around and saying we're going to be on the same shit, basically.
So that doesn't make sense. So before the Canelo fight, Crawford's a victim. No, you know, they're not giving him a chance at all to become a star. He sues Bob Arum for racism and all that bullshit. Then all of a sudden he beats Canelo, and they've done it all, right? And they can do whatever they want because of one fight. Doesn't make sense.
One fight.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, Butcho, that kind of hypocrisy came out after the Spence fight because when Spence was...
All right. You just muted yourself.
You went on mute, buddy.
Yeah. Sorry.
Look,
that was a mistake. But
go ahead.
As I was just going to say, when the Spence rematch wasn't going to happen because it was obvious that the PBC didn't want it, the call was for Crawford to fight Boots, and what did they say immediately? Oh, he brings nothing to the table. So we already saw that kind of hypocrisy, but now it's just kind of because he's beating Canelo and now he's an even bigger star than he was after he beat Spence. It's just more obvious. But him suing Aaron for racism and all that, it didn't make sense because how many times did he re-sign with Aaron? It was just weird that. I mean, nobody's going to shed tears for Bob Arum getting sued, but the way he did it was just a bit weird.
Right. All right, guys, let's get back to the list here because we moved on. We started talking about Crawford. Future superstars. By a superstar, I mean a boxer that can attract a large audience. All right? I'm not talking about a boring-ass fucking boxer. So let's go through the list here. We talked about Boots Ennis. Any more comments about Boots Ennis, his potential? Sorry, Boots Ennis.
Yeah, I think
Benavidez.
has...
Benavidez. We didn't finish with Benavidez. His potential. Can he become that star?
Yeah, he does. But the problem is, to me, the problem I think he has is just the weight division. the glamour divisions in boxing has always been like lightweight, welterweight, and middleweight. And 175 just traditionally has those type of weight class. 168 is a fairly new division in boxing historical. Looking at it from that. But what are you going to do at 175? What names does it really resonate with Americans, and how many Mexicans are at 168? That's just like not a thing since Canelo.
It's a bunch of Europeans. There's no Americans in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and when Bernard Hopkins did a historical thing going from 160, and he went up there, and nobody cared. Nobody cared about Kazagi Hopkins. Nobody cared about Kazagi. Nobody cared about Andre Ward. Andre Ward tried to do it, and he had to chase 160-pounders with Gennady and Canelo, and he just couldn't transcend because of the weight division. So I think Benavidez that's going to be his Achilles heel. Like, look, we want to see him for Joe Apataya, but what is that going to do for the Americans?
Yeah, it's true. No, he doesn't have the opposition needed to become a star.
Apataya probably beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, well, he wants to fight Zurdo, right?
Even Zurdo.
Because he's Mexican, but he's not calling out Apataya, right?
Wait, no, you're talking about Benavidez, right?
Yeah. Benavidez is not calling out Apataya, he's calling out Zurdo. Why is that? I mean, Zurdo was a super middleweight. Middleweight?
The odds are definitely...
I think Zurdo could beat him at cruiserweight.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, we've seen Benavidez. The power's not there at 175 anymore.
Man, we got to see if that fight was to ever happen. Right now, I think I'm leaning towards Zurdo beating Benavidez.
Yeah, Zurdo has more skills. Pound for pound, Zurdo has more skills than Benny, in my opinion.
Yeah, Benavidez is good against. He was good against super middleweights. At 175 again, it's a different guy.
I'm picking him to beat Yard, but something about that fight, boy, I could see something. I could see him getting cracked. I could see him getting cracked in that fight, bro.
Yep.
Well, if he does get caught, it's not really going to mean much because Yard can only fight him one way, and he does catch everybody he fights, including Kovalev and Beterbiev. But the good thing about that fight is that it's going to be entertaining, and because he's never going to beat Canelo because that ship has sailed, he is just going to have to do the old school way of beating everybody in front of him, and hopefully he'll get a chance to fight some big name. But yeah, he's not going to have the opportunity to beat a superstar, to become a superstar. He's just going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, which sucks because boxing really badly needs a superstar, but it's one of those trough moments.
He should have kissed Canelo's ass and got the fight.
Yep.
Talk shit about him.
Canelo would have never fought him. You could have offered Canelo the moon and he would have never taken that fight.
You think so? I mean, I do think that he kind of swerved that fight, but you don't think if they gave him 150 million?
Well, nobody's going to give you that. So,
it's not a star. But well, anyways, we gotta get through the list here. So now, future superstar, Boots Ennis.
Yeah, I could see him being a star. He has what it takes.
He should be a star right now. He legitimately should be a star.
Actually, yeah, Frank is right. He should be a star right now, but he's lacking that resume is thin. Yeah.
Now he's in a good division though. There's a lot of names there. There's a Virgil Ortiz fight, obviously. So if he manages to beat a lot of those guys, he's in a prime position to be a superstar. Actually, he does become a superstar.
Well, the thing is,
if he can get Fedora. Go ahead.
Well, similar to what we just said about Benavidez, he's a tremendous fighter, but because you're using the word superstar, Butcho, does he have a superstar opponent? Because the division at 154 to me is the most stacked division in the sport, but no massive names, no big superstars, and therefore, can he become a superstar?
No, yeah. There's not a superstar there, but you can build one. Whoever comes out on top, I think, could be a superstar. Yeah. And then you have Devin Haney at the bottom. You know what Devin Haney said in that Ariel Helwani interview? He wants to finish his career at 160. So,
well, he's got a long way to go yet. They keep talking about moving up so many divisions. It's kind of hard to keep track. But the Norman fight's not going to make him a superstar, but it is one of the better fights that could be made right now. And again, because the sport doesn't have any active superstars at the moment and it's kind of desperate for one, he will benefit a lot if he's able to win the fight and look good. But because of the Ramirez performance, nobody's really expecting that, so we'll see.
Yeah, what if he beats Norman?
Can we get a real Australian in here? A real New Zealander?
What if he beats Norman the way he beat Ramirez? That's not going to do nothing for him, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He needs to
let's say he beats him the way he beat Regis Prograis. Okay, now you kind of like rejuvenated your career after getting flattened by Ryan Garcia.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to look way better than he did against Ramirez.
Make no mistakes behind this shit. He got flattened in that fight, so he knows that you could erase the fight, whatever the fuck you want to do. Doesn't change the fact that you got your ass beat. So he needs to rejuvenate himself by winning a dominant fight, not the way he fought
Karen
Ramirez.
No, did he even win against Ramirez, bro? Like,
could
you even call it a fucking win?
Yeah, I don't even. Honestly, I don't consider. You know my motto when it comes to boxing. If you're there to disengage in combat, you lost. That means you just
bro. Yeah, like bro, you're not even trying to fight, dude. What the fuck are you doing?
You're not even trying to fight.
all right.
Okay.
Haney beats Norman Jr. in a boring ass fucking fight. How does that even help his career? I mean, he has a belt.
It does.
He has a belt. I guess that's the
Well, if the fight's boring, like you're saying, then it's not going to help because fans are just going to be bored, and especially after the Ramirez fight, nobody's really going to be super excited to watch him. But if he is able to make it somewhat entertaining, people will look at him and say, well, you were prepared to fight Lopez, and Teofimo did pull out of that fight. You looked good against Norman, and Norman's an exciting fighter. So as long as he wins it and he makes it somewhat entertaining, then Haney will be in a good spot.
Yeah, and the other thing about that fight is that it's in Rida. It's in Rida. It's going to be in the morning, I think, and it's pay-per-view. So who's going to see it? You know, if this fight was in Atlanta, where Norman's from, it would be massive. So, and I think that would help more. So, yeah. I mean, I love these fights are happening, but them being in Rida just really sucks a lot of energy out of it, and that's going to hurt them crossing over.
We're talking about Haney potentially fighting in a boring ass fucking fight. Turkey, I mean, I still think he doesn't want any Tom and Jerry fight. So is Haney actually gonna try and fight this time? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, also,
no. Hey guys, why wouldn't?
Well, also as bad as Haney looked against Ramirez, he's not a dumb guy. He knows that if he has that little confidence against Norman, he's probably going to get slept. So he and his dad wouldn't be taking this fight if their confidence was as low as it was against Ramirez. So I don't know. I'm picking him to win, but how good he'll look, we'll wait and see. But he knows that if he performs badly like he did against Ramirez, Turkey's not going to be happy afterwards. So
yeah, and I think the objective here, the most important thing, is to get the win, get that belt, and start establishing yourself in the welterweight division. And from that point on forward, you know, look for fights. You know, let's say he fights Ryan Garcia again. He comes in as a champion, right? So he puts him in that position, elevated position. But yeah.
As long as that future, I was just going to say, as long as that it doesn't include a fight against an ancient Manny Pacquiao, I'm cool.
Oh yeah, probably he might want that fight too. Yeah.
I was gonna say, Bucho, let Mirage on here so he can school fight sports talk.
No, I don't feel like getting Mirage in here either. Benavidez. Like, I don't feel like that. We're gonna take a break.
All along, dude.
I don't know how many people want Mirage to fucking jump in here. I feel like we need to take a break from that guy. Hey,
did any of you guys see Devin Haney's recent? He was doing mitt work. That dude does not look like he's fighting in his third weight class. He looks like that he should have been at 147 the whole time of his career. That's crazy. You guys see that video?
That.
Yeah, he's been.
He's doing a bunch of CrossFit training.
Oh, Frank Faye, what you been up to, man? It's a long time no see.
Nothing, man. Nothing. Just back to boxing.
All right, good to see you, man.
Good to hear you too. Oh, that's quitting.
Let's go through down the list. Abdullah Mason. I know we haven't seen much of that guy yet, but the potential to become a star. How big is it?
Yeah, he can. He starts knocking people out.
Yeah, he's kind of like a goody two shoe, isn't he? So he doesn't have that Floyd kind of backing, but he's talented. I mean, that's about all I could say. He's definitely talented, but we don't know what he really has.
Right.
You don't have to be Floyd 2.0 to.
And who is Sam Noakes? I mean, I don't pretend to know it all, but who the fuck is Sam Noakes?
I don't know.
Can anybody tell us who Sam Noakes is?
This kind of fight. This kind of fight. It's kind of like Xander Zayas' last title fight. It's
a layup. So he's getting a layup.
Given how he's a young kid, so yeah, it's a layup, but it's a layup that makes sense.
So it's another knockout.
Anybody
another knockout.
Boxing head.
The real Ryan Garcia.
What's that?
Is Sam Noakes like Luke Campbell? Is he supposed to be like a Luke Campbell for a
Luke Campbell was a gold medalist. No, I don't know who this other guy is.
So Sam Noakes isn't even on that level. Well, he was number one, I think, for this position to get this fight with before Abdullah was even in the picture.
Yeah, he's just a UK fighter with a nice looking record. Like, they'll say he's undefeated, yada yada yada. But if you watch him fight, he doesn't look like much.
Any more comments about Abdullah Mason?
Nope.
No, I think it's too early. The guy's so young, so it's too early to say.
Emiliano Vargas.
Overrated.
Sure.
Benavidez is there.
I mean, he's Mexican-American. I believe he speaks fluent
Spanish.
He
has the name.
The name,
he has
the
he's
name.
with top rank. Bob Arum. He has the...
Not that as his father.
Well, his father ate a lot of punches. You know, Fernando Vargas wanted to fight. Emiliano is being bred more as a boxer, puncher. He's going to have a lot more movement.
Yeah, but he doesn't have as much power.
He's one hitter quitter, the last guy. But yeah, I mean, he definitely looks the part. He's well trained.
I don't think this Ryan Garcia is the real Ryan Garcia. I think this is a yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, ever since he went into those woods or something. I don't know.
In the chat, let Miss, he says, Emiliano Vargas looks like the most obvious next superstar. We don't know how good he is, though. That's the thing. But yeah, he has a lot of the ingredients.
When is the Sean Otani of boxing gonna fight? Inu, they call him.
Who?
You call Nui Otani?
The Sean Otani of boxing. You know.
I think he's fighting in December. He's fighting Picasso.
Yeah.
Is Picasso good?
Fighting Picasso? Wow.
Yeah, is he good?
Yep, Alan Picasso. Yep.
No, Dave Picasso is not really going to challenge him. The only decent challenge he had was Akhmadaliev, and he destroyed him. So this is just a mandatory fight, and next year we'll see if he fights Nakatani or moves up to featherweight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Virgil Ortiz.
Oh, we've got a fight coming up on
definitely. But
Potential.
we need that boots fight.
Well, let's say he wins that boots fight. Let's say he beats Fundora. I mean, yeah, of course, I think the potential is extremely high for this guy.
He needs the first boots. Once he gets boots, yeah. I'm getting on that hype train.
He's got the fan-friendly style, the explosiveness. He's got everything.
But
Yep.
after, if he beats Boots, it's after his mindset. Like when people become very famous, they just suddenly like stop training as much. Let's focus.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, but again,
everything
in a
is
good
there, but
division.
but talking about the Boots fight, that'll be, I've been saying it all month, the best non-title fight of 26. And if it happens, and whoever wins dominantly, tremendous potential. That they will be the fighter to look out for, and he'll be the biggest star in the division. So we just need that Boots fight. But yeah, all the potential's there.
I think we need Inu versus Usyk.
What are you talking about?
Inu versus Usyk.
Inui
What
versus
are you talking about?
Yeah. It'll be David versus Goliath,
No,
Yeah.
we don't need.
Yeah,
Right.
The promotion would be David versus Goliath. Imagine that.
Yeah, Virgil could do it soon. I think a big fight is Virgil Ortiz and Xander Zayas, 26, maybe early 27. I mean, that's Mexico versus Puerto Rico.
He's
that
going to
fight
need a
is
belt
definitely-
in order to fight Xander,
That's
bro.
too easy for Virgil,
Because
bro.
Virgil's still a prospect, bro.
We need Turkey.
A 27-year-old prospect, bro.
The Turkey
I
man
think
needs
a
to
Zayas Virgil Ortiz fight is better than now I'm going to get crucified for this, than a Boots Ennis fight right now. I'd let Boots go get a belt, Virgil go get a belt versus Zayas, set up Mexico, Puerto Rico, and then set the American versus, half Mexican fight up. Those are usually the biggest fights.
There should be less belts.
Xander's eyes won't be going near the other champions right now. He's too young.
Of course not. And he's a potential star, but he's gonna need one of the guys, Boots Ennis or Virgil Ortiz. They all need each other.
Yep.
This isn't Tank Davis where he could pick. Those guys right now, because they're at a certain level, they need each other to cross over to the superstar status level.
Yeah, but similar to Abdullah Mason, he fought a champion who was the right kind of challenge for him, and because he's so young, they understandably are going to.
But that's the problem with boxing is, look at Abdullah, right? He has an opportunity to get a belt, but it's going to be against Sam Noakes, whereas Virgil Ortiz, he has to go through a legit tough challenge to get a belt. And that's just kind of the luck of the draw. Sometimes you could be a Zayas and get some no hope or Mexican to fight, and you get a belt, and then sometimes you got to go through Fundora to get a belt. I mean, that's just the luck of the draw.
Yeah, and
I don't think Sam Noakes is going to be easy fight. I'm telling you that, man. Sam Noakes can beat up Abdullah Mason. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens, bro.
Right now with Mason, he's fighting on turkey carts, and those guys typically get pushed a lot quicker. So we'll see. We'll see if they keep that up, because Zayas and Mason, it's better for the promoters, and I'm not in favor of ducking fights, but it's better for the promoters to build them up as stars, because the sport needs stars at the moment.
Hey, what about Kishan Davis?
They're good at making stars out of hot air, bro.
Oh my God. Kishan Davis doesn't deserve to be in any conversations. Let him prove himself.
Yeah, that's going to be a no for me, dog.
Yeah. It's going to be a no for me.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. The way he acted was so terrible. He doesn't care. He doesn't deserve to be in any conversations. Point blank, period.
I got advice for Kishan Davis. Send Kishan Davis to Dagestan for 3 years.
Seriously.
I mean, look, is Kishan good? He's good. I think he's good. I think he's a bit of a weight bully. Does he have skills? I don't think he's as skilled as Teofimo. I think he's more of a brawler and the Gary Russell Jr. type of fighter. But you know what? He's going to lose. Somebody with skills, a slick boxer could definitely outclass. You know who could give Kishan Davis a test is Jack Catterall. I could see Jack Catterall, if he's on his A game, outslicking Kishan Davis. Kishan, he's not. I don't think he's built like that.
You mean Jack Clincheraw?
The thing is that anybody could challenge Kishan Davis, because he still hasn't been tested. I mean, his title win against Navarrete was against Berinchyk was a layup for obvious reasons, but he's still never been tested, so we don't know how good he is. But
you're right. I seen that.
It.
I seen Kishan. You know who the fuck he fought last year? He fought Pedraza. That was supposed to be a step-up fight. I'm like, this was just last year. I said, what the fuck? What is this guy doing? I mean, that's terrible. But he got a lot of clout. Jeez.
He fought Pedraza.
And then he got a layup with the weight drain Lemos. He got a layup. Top Rank is very good at Berinchyk. They put Berinchyk on his plate like, yeah, go beat this little 5'4" Ukrainian Kishan. You're basically a middleweight fighting a midget. I mean, it's laughable when you really break down how Top Rank was able to do it.
Yeah, well, they just so happened to have a champion who was a layup, but we know so little about Kishan, and De Los Santos wasn't going to be any major challenge, but it was slightly better than what he had. But he just disgraced himself. So Kishan is so unimportant when it comes to conversations.
I mean, yeah.
Well, like Sergey fight, we'll never know what would happen in that fight because Davis is the one who fucked that up for himself. Like De Los Santos was very professional. He made weight. Davis didn't make weight, lost his belt. Then we saw that he's been on a spiral mental breakdown ever since. So we'll never know how that fight would have went out.
We have somebody posted breaking news here. Breaking news. Michael Benson and this Dacan man posted this. Ryan Garcia and Jose Chon Cepeda are in final negotiations to headline a show in Houston, Texas. This will be Garcia's second fight at welterweight. The event will be promoted by Golden Boy Promotions. Cepeda. This guy's been on a losing streak.
That is terrible. That guy's been beat up all year. He's been passed around.
Dalton Smith stopped him. Richardson Hitchens. Yep. The unanimous decision. Regis Progress stopped him.
You know what would have been a better fight for Ryan is Progress, because I think he's coming off a win, right? Fight Regis Progress. Or a comeback fight.
Let me check. Yeah, Jojo Diaz. Yeah, that fight. I remember. Yeah, two guys that are basically washed up.
That was a war. Yeah, but Chon Cepeda, he's more washed than washed, right?
That's a good point. This is an easy fight. Easy fight for... Oh, they're really going into... I mean, there's tune-ups and then there's super tune-ups, right? This is one of those. Super tune-up. Oh, wow.
And that Prograis Diaz fight was actually really, really good. Diaz, he did well in that fight. He did a lot better than I thought he was going to do.
It was a good fight.
Somebody, even Catterall. You could fight Catterall.
Jojo Diaz embarrassed Prograis.
Ryan.
All right, so Ryan Garcia Cepeda. I mean, that's a knockout, right? Has to be.
I mean, the fact that you have to pay for that is criminal.
Yeah, I don't think it's pay-per-view. I mean, is it a pay-per-view?
You have to pay. You're paying the zone to give you that.
You're paying something.
Shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's the main event. We don't know about the undercard. Hopefully, it's a good undercard. If this is the main event, then you want a good undercard.
Yeah, it's the return of Ryan. I mean, I get it, but still, they could have picked a better opponent.
Is this concerning? I mean, why such an easy fight? Are they not sure about Ryan Garcia's, state?
Oh, they need an easy fight, Bucho, because Romero was supposed to be an easy fight, and look what happened.
So
exactly.
So they don't have any. They don't believe in Ryan Garcia at this point, right?
Well, my suspicion is that he wants to leave Golden Boy. So this may be a kind of what do you call that? Like a mutual divorce. Like, okay, we'll give you this fight as a walk away, because I think he has one more fight left.
Yep, I think you're right. So this could be one. Yeah, that could be a situation right now. It's okay. Here's your fight, money for each other.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah,
and then Garcia goes to PBC.
And then the PBC lovers go like, "We're back, baby. We're back." You know.
Yeah. We got Ryan, baby.
We got Ryan. Pay-per-view. Amazon Prime. No, I don't know.
That's another one of the major problems with boxing. Nobody should be believing Garcia either because of his ridiculous last performance, and him, Kishan, and Teo have unfortunately given people no reason to believe in them.
True. And when it comes to Ryan Garcia, of course, the shitty fight against Roy Romero didn't help his case. And yeah, they're going for an easy comeback here, a win. Because Ryan Garcia still, he there's demand for that Devin Haney fight. So.
Devin does say that he wants it, but as an actual boxing fan, if it were up to me, Ryan Garcia would never fight again. But the sport, because it is what it is, he'll have some road back into it. But it's just, in my opinion, nobody should give a shit about Ryan Garcia.
Look, man, he's got talent. Again, these guys got talent. Look, I think we talk so much shit about these guys. We forget that they are talented. They are the best of the best. I think Ryan is one of the best of the best. But we know his mental state, his capacity for locking down is minimal. But he still can knock anybody out at any time.
But
he's a dangerous fighter.
Frank, what do you think happened in that Rolly Romero fight? Why did Ryan perform?
I'm going to say something controversial. Maybe you guys already... I think he laid down. I think Ryan laid down. He hates Oscar that much. He wants to get out of this contract and make all the money.
You think he laid down?
And I think he laid down. So who's to say he didn't? When you see that performance, dude, people lay down. I'm not saying...
He got dropped early. Maybe he was... and this, Rolly Romero also didn't impress us at all, right? Like it was like both guys didn't do shit. I mean, it wasn't knocked out. Yeah, he didn't do shit. Both guys really respected each other, and that was it. I think just nobody.
Look, if anybody who's played sports, we've seen guys who quit. They just quit inside. They get something happens, they're pissed off, and it triggers a quit mechanism. They just quit, whether that be like. Quit on the stool or in the fight, they just give up. Their heart's not in it, and they don't give a shit. And he laid down.
And he already quit before against Tank. So to answer your question, Butcho, I think Ryan Garcia is one of the biggest frauds in boxing. I mean, that performance, if you could call it that, proved it.
Yeah, that was a terrible performance. Yeah, you're right. But I mean,
that's not to say at any time. Go ahead.
It's the kind of performance which is so bad, it's almost irredeemable, in my opinion.
I think there's always redemption. There's always an opportunity for redemption, but it just gets more difficult.
Calm down. You're acting like he got knocked the fuck out or something, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I was saying, like, listen, Rolly didn't do shit either. But the star that night is Ryan Garcia. The star is Ryan Garcia. He was supposed to perform. He didn't. Now they're giving him a very soft touch with Cepeda. Let's say he knocks him out. Just because of Ryan Garcia, who he is, he's sort of back in the limelight. And then there's a fight with the rematch with Haney. Maybe even a Pacquiao fight. That would be interesting. So he's in a good. If he beats Cepeda by knockout, he's in a good position. He can get away with this.
Because it's Ryan Garcia, he'll be back in the conversation. But I'm part of the group that thinks that he shouldn't be part of any conversation. But again, because the sport doesn't have any active superstar right now, and there's no face of boxing, he will be in said conversation with one big win.
In the chat, Bray saying that was a fake Benson page. Garcia isn't fighting Cepeda. All right. I wouldn't be surprised if he does, but all right. Well, we'll wait and see. Because I remember reading that Ryan Garcia wanted a Rolly Romero rematch. But, I mean, again, these boxers say whatever they want to say online, and reality is different. But we'll see. What else? All right, we went through the list here. Kishan Davis, Benavidez, Mason, Vargas, Virgil, Tank, Boots. I didn't in my video. I didn't mention. I'm not going to be mentioning Shakur. I don't think he can become a superstar. Correct me if I'm wrong, but just the guy's too fucking boring.
Not right now. I mean, he needs some big opponent, and if he has a chance to beat Teofimo, that will do something. But yeah, his style is...
You're telling me people are going to show up to his fights? If he beats Teofimo Lopez, people are going to be like, oh...
People run away. People leave his fights. They run away from his performances.
Well, if he's able to pull off a Floyd, maybe. But that's a big if.
I think this guy's sports talk is racist right here, dude. Because you're talking about Ryan Garcia being like the most scummiest to the bottom of the barrel, but then you're over here trying to fucking find out how Shakur Stevenson, whose style is so shit, his own people in his hometown leave mid fight, and you're like trying to build him up and say maybe if he gets some more power, you know, which he does.
I mean,
he doesn't have any power. He doesn't have any power at 126. Where the fuck is he gonna get power at? You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna be knocking nobody out. If he could Floyd Mayweather it, you're a fucking racist, bro.
You're literally making things up. I never said that. At least quote me right. I said if he pisses people off like Floyd did, he might be able to draw a bigger crowd.
Even if he does that, nobody wants to see him fight. Like, what are you talking about?
Ryan Garcia is at least entertaining, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're saying all this shit about like he shouldn't be in any conversation. At least he'll knock somebody the fuck out, dude, if he lands a punch.
All right, Fight Sports. Who has a better chance of becoming a star? Fight Sports. Who has to becoming a star? Shakur or Ryan Garcia?
Well, definitely.
That's not even a question.
I don't want to see Ryan Garcia.
Why?
I wish Ryan Garcia didn't exist.
He could knock right. He could knock.
I don't understand. Why does you want to?
You see, it's coming out now. You see, Bucho, it's coming out.
All right. Fight Sports. Let's say Ryan Garcia gets his shit together, starts winning. You know, becoming active. He doesn't fight like in the Rolly Romero fight. He actually fights he throws punches. Are you gonna be happy with Ryan Garcia, or are you gonna still hate on Ryan Garcia?
If he can quote unquote get his shit together, then yeah, sure, I'll be. But it's the same thing with Teofimo Lopez. I don't think he's going to.
Okay, but you think Shakur is gonna become a superstar, right?
He never said that. I said
he has a good chance. He has a good chance. He has a good chance of becoming a superstar.
Oh, very interesting.
No, I didn't say that.
What did you say then?
I said his only chance is if he starts pissing people off and maybe fights more entertaining like he did.
You said if he beats Teofimo Lopez, he said.
I said that will help him, but I never said he's probably going to be a star. You just mentioned his name, and I just gave my thoughts.
Okay, you said if he beats this guy, Teofimo Lopez, that's gonna help him. Okay. But I don't think he's going to help him at all.
He has to play Mayweather.
I said it will help him, but I didn't say it will make him a superstar.
Okay, well, we're talking about that. Answer the question. What are his chances of becoming a superstar? Are they good or are they bad?
They're low. They're not very high.
They're low.
Why do you try to set up your answers in a straw man format?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm confused. I didn't say this. I didn't say that. It's like, okay, what are you saying, man?
He's just saying shit just to say shit to see whatever sticks, to be honest.
But when it comes to Ryan Garcia, he jumps straight to a conclusion. This guy sucks. I hate him. Blah blah blah. Okay, that's good. That's fine. But when it comes to guys like Shakur Stevenson, maybe I don't know.
Well, maybe. If they Floyd Mayweather it,
if he punches like Mike Tyson all of a sudden, fuck yeah, of course. But let's be realistic. Let's keep it realistic here. I know we're talking about
the Lady Doc protest too much.
I'm confused here. My opinion, Shakur Stevenson, he's still boring. Even in that Cepeda fight, that wasn't exciting. The guy was on the ropes, taking a bunch of punches. Cepeda looked small. I was surprised how small he looked. And so, Shakur got away with that one. But, if he eventually fights bigger punchers or moves up to 140, I'm expecting he's not going to run. He's going to run.
Is it safe to say that Zepeda had anything to do with Zepeda forcing it to be an exciting fight?
Absolutely. He pinned him on the ropes.
Yeah, Zepeda comes to walk to march you down. So Shakur was always going to have to throw more punches than he had in the past.
So then therefore you cannot really give Shakur the credit.
I didn't give him. I didn't say that Shakur was.
I'm not saying you said that. I'm saying what Butcher was saying. Like, you got to give Zepeda credit as well for making that fight be entertaining. Because look at the previous fights before that.
Yeah, Shakur's not going to. He's not going to fight unless he has to. He's going to play it safe unless he has a opponent who Yeah.
No, not your point. Amok's point. You know, like a lot of people claim that Shakur fought the way he fought because Turkey told him to, right? No Tom and Jerry bullshit.
No.
But it was Cepeda who did a lot of the work, and he came forward, obviously, as he always does, and he pinned Shakur on the ropes. Now, unfortunately for Cepeda, the guy is not a hard puncher, and he's smaller than Shakur. Shakur looked big. I mean, this guy looked like a welterweight in there. And so, and people are going to be like, oh, that's an excuse, Bucho. You're just making excuses. He's not the only boxer that's doing this. I mean, we talked about it. We talked about Kishan Davis, you know, who was dying to make a weight. Now he's at 140. Butch Ennis, when he's next to Canelo, I mean, Butch Ennis looked bigger. Terence Crawford, all of a sudden makes 168 easily. Doesn't lose any speed, doesn't lose power, apparently. Who else? Devin Haney. I mean, Devin Haney in that Errol Hawani interview said he was struggling to make 135, 140, and the only reason why he stayed in those weight divisions was because he had business to take care of, right? Lomachenko and Kambosos he mentioned. And then Haney says that I'm gonna end my career at 160. So how the fuck was this guy making 135? So when it comes to Shakur again, he's one of those guys. He should be moving up in weight.
It's that snuck. That's what they all have in common.
That's a good point that Blaze made in the chat, Bucho. Even Shakur Stevenson's daughter told him he almost got knocked out against the Peta.
Well, what did he say?
Y'all see that? Where they're watching it back and his daughter goes, "Oh, you almost got knocked out."
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, fuck that fight. I mean, Shakur, I don't think he can become a star. And I don't think he's going to pick up power as he moves up in weight. That's just my opinion. Him and Haney are on the same boat.
Yeah,
probably not.
Oh, I was going to say earlier, Bucho, they're saying that Benson page was a parody account.
Yeah, I mentioned it. Yeah, apparently it's not true.
Okay, my bad.
No, it's okay. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, go ahead.
Shakur reminds me of one of those track and field athletes, but in boxing, that like transition.
He is, man. He is. Listen, a lot of people got carried away with that performance. I see Shakur, he can fight, he can stand his ground. No, against a little guy. You know, and even then he was getting rocked a bunch of times early in the fight. Then Cepeda got tired of just like throwing punches and not hurting his fucking opponent who's bigger. And that's when, you know, Shakur he took over. But people are getting excited. But I'm telling you, let's give Shakur another fight. Let's see if he fights in an exciting fashion next time. He won't. I'm telling you. He'll be on the back foot again.
The problem is there's literally no superstar opponent at lightweight. Because Tank Davis doesn't count. He's not going to fight anybody. Muratala, nobody knows him. Cruz, I mean, that is like insomnia if the fight ever gets made. So there's literally nobody to help him become a star at lightweight. He may have to move up to light welterweight and face Teofimo.
Right. Hey, what about Teofimo? What are his chances?
Yeah, what's up with Fight Sport Talk? You're saying that he can't be a star. You think what's wrong with Teofimo?
Well, because he keeps shooting himself in the foot, and he keeps. Teofimo is just he's like Kishan Davis. Nobody. He doesn't deserve to have anybody believe in him. I'd like to, but he keeps making a fool out of everyone.
Well, why don't you say that Shakur is shooting himself in the foot by fighting fighting in a boring style?
Yeah, he is boring. He's probably going to be Andre Ward 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my issue with
Andre Ward sucked. No one liked him.
Yeah. The Muay Thai style.
And Shakur Stevenson shot himself in the foot, bro. He assaulted some woman on the street. And then they jumped. Didn't have like a riot outside one of his fights because his family's all ghetto as fuck.
Oh yeah, it always happens.
And didn't he cuss out his patron and Turkey on the Sheik, and he was forced to apologize publicly?
What the fuck?
How's that not shooting himself in the foot? You see what the fuck I be talking about, bro? You don't like what Teofimo does. You don't like what Ryan does. It's very interesting.
In the chat, Johnny, what's his name? Johnny Blaze says Cepeda No, he said something about. Oh yeah, what is his comment? He basically saying, Fight Sports Talk hating on Latinos. I see a pattern.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yep.
I'm not.
Yep.
It's starting to make sense.
I'm not.
Honestly. I'm seeing the double standards, to be honest.
Absolutely. By the way, Frank Bay Niner in the chat says, "Who the fuck these people block Mirage?" I mean, yeah, fuck Mirage. We need a break from that guy.
No, the whole internet needs a break from his annoying ass.
All these channels. Like people think, he only wants to get in here. No, he's all over the place, man. He's crazy. Yeah. So Fight Sports, he hates Latinos. That's fine. That's his opinion.
I don't. I've got no double standards, but whatever.
Oh, you definitely do.
No, I don't.
So what do you think about a fighter? What do you think about a fighter rabbit punching a woman and not knocking them out?
You're talking about Tank Davis's latest accusation.
That's right.
No, I'm talking about Shakur.
Oh yeah, Shakur.
That's not shooting yourself in the foot?
Yes.
You kind of ignore all of that shit.
That's what I mean. You just got double sent. I don't know. I think Sober's got a point.
I didn't ignore anything. I was talking about
here comes the gaslighting playing victim.
I definitely think he has some kind of fantasy for Stevenson here. That's what it seems like to me. He seems to really.
People are talking about this. We heard it earlier. Emmanuel Navarrete and Eduardo Sugar Nunez will meet in an IBF and WBO super featherweight unification fight March the 7th. Oh, March. Fucking Phoenix. So yeah, that's everybody's talking about this. It's gonna be people think it's gonna be a war. So, but not a war, but an exciting fight.
Okay, so I'd like to read a comment in the chat.
Yeah,
Teofimo, in my opinion, doesn't have a legitimate win to warrant the praise he gets. He's very good, but hasn't proven he's elite. I would say he beat Loma legitimately, and he beat Josh Taylor. So those are two guys that are on the pound for pound list, weren't they?
Yeah, he's got a fantastic resume. It's just his inconsistency and
it's weird. It's weird how you love fucking Shakur Stevenson and you hate this guy.
Yeah. What about Davis? He has inconsistency. What about Haney? He's got inconsistency.
Yeah, and I was talking about that earlier.
Not really.
Fight Sports reminds me of Eddie Hearn, who, he's a black African American fighter, and he's like, I see the potential in this guy. Undefeated, he can go far. I think that's what it is.
The athleticism, the shoe size, the sizzle. Yeah.
The shoe size. Look how high he can jump, bro. Look at his vertical.
Yeah, but didn't he get 0-5 against what's his name? Who's the fisheye guy?
Who?
The promoter? Yeah. What's his name?
Frank Warren?
Yeah, there you go, that guy. Yeah, 0-5. And one of his fighters, wasn't it Ammo Williams?
Yeah, the furry. That guy's weird.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Eddie Hearn, he's good at selling his fights, his fighters. Good in the interviews. He did a good job with Joshua, but then again, he had a golden goose. What do you call it? Like, I don't know. He had a great fucking and it was easy to make money with a guy like Joshua, right?
Yeah, I mean, Joshua made it easy. You got a British heavyweight who won a gold medal in London.
Right, exactly. I mean, you can't fuck that up, man. How can you fuck that up? Seriously. You can't. Nobody can.
The funny thing is Eddie Hearn in some ways did kind of fuck it up. But
Ruiz?
He hit the... No, he kept rushing Joshua back into the deep end. And then when he had to build him up, he didn't do a good job of it. And it ended up with him getting killed by Dubois.
Well, how's that fucking it up? That's what we should be seeing as fans.
Right. That's Joshua's fault. That's Joshua's fault. Like, he can't fucking beat a guy like Dubois. Like, seriously. Okay, come on. Who did you have in that fight, like, coming into the fight? Joshua or Dubois?
I had Joshua to win.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but the way he fought was... it was a sign that Eddie Hearn should have built him up more and better after he got outclassed by Usyk.
And then you complain of Teofimo Lopez and all these guys that don't fight anybody or have. Well, I don't know if you said about Teofimo Lopez, but you know what I mean? Like I don't understand. That was
I can't hate on a fighter for always being in the gauntlet. Like what?
Eddie Hearn did a good job with it.
Joshua didn't do a good job of it. Joshua didn't do a good job of it. He looked like shit after the Usyk beatings. But with Teofimo, it's that he looks bad in fights where he's supposed to look good in, and then he keeps having issues with promoters and he blames everybody else. And he doesn't develop as a fighter. So that's the frustrating thing, because I'm the biggest Lomachenko fan, but he's the only guy who beat him conclusively. So he should be a big superstar, but again, he has just got so many problems in the head.
All right, when it comes to Eddie Hearn, though, like, how good is he as a promoter? When it comes to, again, we talked about this earlier in the show, he failed in the United States. He hasn't been able to create an American star.
Yep.
You know, and he's trying. He had Haney, but
he's got plenty of. Hearn's has got plenty of problems. It's the people he works with, and he thinks he's a lot better than he is. He doesn't matchmake very well. Hearn's got a lot of problems.
But wait, guys, this is an open line show. Anybody can join. Link in the description and link in the chat as well. We are on Discord talking about anything and everything.
Fucking Butcher Mirage is calling you out in the chat, bro.
What's that?
I said Mirage is calling you guys out in the chat, bro.
Oh, I'm just ignoring his fucking stupid comments. Now, this guy's all over the place. He's on Ring IQ. He's on IBFTP.
Let him on, bro.
No. For what?
Let him school fucking FST, bro, because he needs someone else to slap him around, dude.
No. I don't give a shit.
He's up here embarrassing all the fucking Kiwis and shit.
AJ said the only nerds have.
I've had people, man. I've literally had people message me, bro, and be like, they'll be like, salute, bro. Not everybody from New Zealand is like FST.
Mirage says, stop lying.
Don't think that we're all like that.
I mean, this guy's on all this fucking show. I mean, this guy has no life. He's all over the place, and everybody hates his fucking guts. You know,
he's a tramp. Is this guy? Is he a punching bag? Is he the punching bag today? Do I need to get some shots in on him?
Yeah, we can only handle one. So
no, he's gone at it. He's gone now.
He's gone.
He couldn't handle it. Y'all bullied him. You guys bullied him out.
Yeah, he was gone for a little while and then he came back.
You guys were jumping him. That wasn't a fair fight.
No one was jumping him. He was just stabbing himself in the foot, to be honest.
He just doesn't have a sense of humor. He takes what we say too literal. Instead, he needs to play into it. Like, yeah, I fucking hate Latinos. Just say that.
Earl Stevens says he was waiting for his moment to sneak out. Pretty much. Well, yeah, when it comes to superstars,
he hates Latino fighters. That's what it is.
He does. No, I don't guess, but he's just, I don't know. When he don't, certain boxers like, oh, I hate them, I despise them, I this, blah, blah. And then we come Shakur. Well, you know, he can make it.
Oh, I get it.
Shakur, out of all boxers, one of the most boring. He's up there with Devin Haney. I don't know who's more boring, Haney or Shakur. They're both extremely boring.
Look, but Shakur, my problem with the guy is he said it himself after the fight. That motherfucker got on and said, "I'm not gonna fight like that again." Like, who the fuck does that? Have we ever seen a boxer come on and say, "I took the punishment"?
I hope y'all enjoyed that because it's never happening again. Like it ain't ever crazy ass badass bloodbath.
I remember Floyd did that after Cotto. I guess he said, "Oh, I did it for the fans. You know, Cotto's a hell of a fighter. I fought him toe to toe for you guys." Like, get the fuck out of here. You know you didn't. I think Larry Merchant called him out on it, didn't he? Yeah. He said, Floyd, did you really do it for the fans, or was he just on your ass?
No, he was on his ass, man. He was jabbing him. That jab. Cool. See, this is what you need a good jab against Floyd, and Cotto was doing that shit.
Yeah, that's just the way Stevenson saying, "I'm not going to take another risk again." That's all he's saying.
Yeah.
Richard Hitchens, King KO in the chat says Hitchens is boring as well. He's fucking boring.
Yep. He's terrible. He's big as fuck. No power.
Yeah.
You know, like it disengages constantly. I can't stand seeing that shit. These dudes are big as fuck fighting guys that they look like a 2 weight classes like heavier than them. And they're acting like they're scared to hit them. They're acting like they're scared to take a punch.
They're fighting like Chris
Usyk doesn't even fight like that. Usyk fights dudes that have like 50 pounds on him. He doesn't fucking fight like that.
But people, then their fans get on here and say, "Oh, he whooped his ass. Oh, he whooped like
he whooped them. He whooped.
These guys are beating their ass." Yeah. look, Matt. Like whenever Hitchenson's, did he stop Cambozo? I think he stopped Cambozo, didn't he?
I don't remember. See, I don't even remember like how that fight ended.
But the point being that Loma, Haney couldn't stop
Cambozo, but no one cared.
How? It was this in the corner or what? I don't remember. I think it was.
I just remember Cambozo looked like shit.
Oh yeah, that guy. I don't even know what he didn't even deserve a title shot. That's the thing.
But how do you just not go in and kick Cambozo's ass if you're that dude? You know, like what would Manny Pacquiao have did to Cambozo?
Oh, fucking really Ricky Hatton style, man.
What that would have looked like.
Ricky Hatton.
I mean, Cambozo would have
did to Cambozo.
Yeah, and Hitchenson's you're 3 times the size, and you go in there and play patty cakes with Cambozo.
Even against Paro, he was bigger than Paro, and he was backing up a lot of times, trying to just catch Paro coming in. It's like, you're bigger than him. Go and fucking get him the fuck out of there. And now Hitchens talking about a welterweight fight against somebody I remember. I think Haney or something. Like he wants one of those fights. Like, so this guy can easily make welterweight. And he's unable to stop all these junior welterweights. So what's going to happen at welterweight?
Daddy's much bigger than. Yeah, Daddy's much bigger than. I mean, you know, there's a guy, really Hitchens, he could fight like El Rayo's out there. I think he might be too big for Pitbull. But, I mean, 140 so deep, he could fight a lot of people. But, you know, he doesn't want to.
No, he wants the money.
Yeah, let's see Hitchinson versus Rayo, bro.
Yeah, I think Rayo would get out boxed, but I mean, he's got pop.
I want to see all these boring fighters fight each other so we could just have them to a minimum.
Yeah. Get Mercado in there, man. Nobody's calling.
Somebody said that someone said that Fight Sport Talk saw a Latino walking down the street, and that's why he left the chat to go call ICE.
He heard like some
Let me go get him.
banda music.
He said, "No, someone's got to put a stop to this shit."
And they're like, "Hey, bro, did you say Beaner?" And he's like, "Oh shit." But yeah, instead of like you guys ever heard of the best of the best, they need to have a tournament, and Turkey needs to put up the money, and they can call it the best of the worst tournament.
Yo, well, that was it would turn out like the New York card there, the Times Square card, the 3 main events, so 3 main fights. Holy shit, they were boring. What did hey guys? Teofimo Lopez against what was his name again? The guy he fought in New York. Times Square.
Barboza. Arnold
Barboza. What was up with that fight, though? What was up with that?
I mean, what do you mean what was up with it? Did Barboza talk hellish shit and didn't do anything? Look, man, Barboza barely got by Catterall. I mean, he wasn't on that level. I always knew Barboza wasn't on the level.
You're right.
I thought he would have at least tried to put up a fight against Teofimo. I felt he quit.
And he talked a lot, right? Remember that? He talked a lot of shit. Like, he's I'm going to fight, coming into fight, you know?
Yeah, he dressed in chaps and tried to look intimidating.
Gloves,
they had both with eyeliner and a headband. Like, oh, wow.
he had eyeliner.
Show it. Put the screen of how they looked, and then they went in there and played patty cake.
Yeah, because he was pumping him. Dude, I was like, damn, this guy, he's coming. He hates Teofimo. He's ready to fight, and he shows up and doesn't.
Yeah, he was 30-0. I mean, he had a really glossy record. I think he was 33-0 or something.
Did a good run, right?
And he was he the champion I think he was an interim or something. So he was with Top Rank for a few years, accumulated a glossy record, and then he goes in and stinks the joint out.
But Teofimo Lopez, couldn't he have done more, in your opinion?
I thought he got rocked a couple times. Look, man, Teofimo, I think Cambozo really put a beating on him, and I think he shook. There's just something inside that happens when you take a beating like that. I think fighters are never the same. Yeah, he beat Josh Taylor, but he was doing a lot of movement there.
And Josh Taylor was probably shot, though.
And we know now that Taylor was shot. So Teofimo, I don't think he's ever been the same. He really took a beating that fight. If you watch the end of the fight, I mean, his face was massacred, and that was Cambozo doing it. It wasn't a good look.
Yeah. So,
I mean, how would Teofimo have fared against like the creme de la creme of like the Duran, Chavez, Mosley, career great lightweights? Because that's the class that he's in, right?
He's not even that active inside the ring. I don't even know if he can be active. That's the thing.
You mean against some of those elite fighters? And look, man, he got a gift versus Loma. That literally was a 6-5 fight either way, in my opinion. I've watched it maybe 20 times. It was high level chess. I wouldn't call it necessarily exciting, but tense. But it was 6-5 depending on who you gave the rounds to. So, he was clearly. I think everybody thinks what he did against Comey. I think people judged him off that and thought he was the next Duran.
I mean, that's crazy. Well, you know what?
But then, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just quickly, you're right. Teofimo Lopez before the Lomachenko fight and the Nakatila fight. What's his name? The Japanese guy. I forgot his fucking name. Nakatani. Yeah, thank you. Besides those fights, he was looking destructive. Remember that? Teofimo Lopez was at 135, knocking people out. Then,
yeah,
I guess he stepped up in competition or whatever. He hasn't looked the same.
Yeah, you notice that's when you really figured out that he's just not that good at coming forward. He really doesn't know how to start his own offense. He's kind of like, he's a counter puncher. He makes up for the mistakes that you make. That's when he really shines. That's what he did to Comey. He shot a straight right hand right in between Comey throwing a straight right hand. He just got his head off the line. Comey didn't, and it was lights out.
Mm-hmm. Grievous says in the chat,
I mean, he looked the part. He looked like everything. With the backflips, he was always doing the backflips with the mouth.
Yep.
And then, I think Loma did something to him. Maybe Loma put him in check. Loma gave the first half of the fight. Go ahead.
You said Loma and Cambosos?
No. What I'm saying is Teofimo maybe had a realization against Loma that he wasn't elite yet. That maybe Loma kind of put him in his place, because the first half of the fight was all Teofimo. Well, tell me what I'm saying.
What are you saying, bro? I just think he got too confident. What are you saying?
Excuse me?
Okay. What did I do? I'm going to give you my take. Just at the end of the fight, the Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, the last part, I mean, Lomachenko was taking over, but maybe he didn't do enough. He didn't win enough rounds, so he lost the fight. But he had Teofimo on the ropes and like backing up, and this is a small guy, by the way, Lomachenko. So,
well, and he refused to give Loma the rematch. Like, that's a fight that should have a trilogy. If you think about it, like, it was so close, competitive. It was in the bubble. They really should have did a rematch. But the Lopez's were steadfast against it. His dad came in. Oh, we ain't gonna get in a rematch. Top Rank tried to rob us, but we beat them. Like, man, that's what really turned me away from Teo. Like, bro, that was bitch made. I think he's phenomenal, but the narrative they created around why they weren't going to give Loma a rematch was bitch made.
Yeah, they decided to move up in weight right away, right?
Well, they wanted $6 million versus Cambozo. He tried to screw Bob Arum. We're going to make $6 million against Cambozo and sell 2 million pay-per-views. Like, this dude is delusional.
the takeover, man. They really believe he was the takeover. He beats Lomachenko, and they're like, well, that's it. That's just proving us right, vindicating us. And then reality check. He loses to Kambosos, and from that point on, the man. Also outside the ring, how much do you think that affected him? That the divorce. You think?
Oh yeah, big time. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I guess this girl was like an older woman. She was like a stewardess, and just he was simping. That was his probably first real girlfriend. Because a lot of these guys, they have no life. Like they grew up in the amateurs. All they know is boxing. You get a little taste of the fame and the money, and they lose their mind. And all the succubuses come and suck the life out of them. So yeah, I think she did a
like
number
Mike
on
Tyson, right? The bitch, same shit.
Yeah, these guys are easy marks, because they don't have a lot of experience. They're kind of like cornballs. They don't have people looking out for them the way they should. So he was an easy mark.
His father's not. That guy's crazy too.
No. I mean, in that Cambozo fight, his dad was the one telling him, "Knock this motherfucker out." Like, why was he doing that? Like, that didn't make no sense at all.
Yeah, you're right.
He just kept telling him, "Go stop him, go stop him." His dad said that it was
this
because
motherfucker.
Yeah, like you're gonna get him knocked, you're gonna get him beat. That's what happened.
In the chat, two matadors saying Frank really knows these hood tortas. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, I got a steady diet of them, man. But you can only handle one every month. You can't pack your plate.
Shit.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Teofimo Lopez, that loss against Cambosos, a divorce. I think all of that just compounded.
Well, then even after Josh Taylor, he had a shitty year. He fought Claggett, he fought Claggett. Like, that was awful.
He also fought
that was just so bad.
This other guy. Oh fuck.
Oh,
Hispanic name. He looked like shit. Claggett and I forgot, man. But yeah, Teofimo Lopez, I don't know. And then it's not like he's announcing anything. Like, what's next for this guy?
No, they're playing games with the whole Shakur thing. They're playing. I don't know who's playing game. I don't know if it's Stevenson or Teofimo, but they're kind of both playing everybody. It seems like, and honestly, that has snoozer written all over it. There's just nothing exciting about that fight.
Two big names, right? Two American big names. They're gonna try to sell it
in
like
different
that.
weight classes.
Oh, you're right.
But Teofimo, when he's looked bad against movers like Sandro Martin and Jermaine Ortiz.
What was that guy that he fought? The guy that ran all day, but he looked, he was like.
De Los Santos?
What I'm talking about?
De Los Santos?
Nah, no, I'm talking about against Tia. The dude who was running, but he was like, he was kind of clipping. They fought in the amateurs too. I forgot his name. I can't think of it.
I think that's what the guy was talking about. Let me check. But guys, open lines. If you want to join us, link in the description.
Pull up.
I mean, look, Teofimo, he was calling out Boots Ennis and he was calling out Crawford. I don't know how realistic those were. I guess he was supposed to fight Devin Haney, and then he turned it down. So this guy, man, I mean, I really got to wonder who's running his career.
Well, I think they still feel like he's a star, and he has that power. Just wait it out and just pick and choose who he wants to fight.
You got to fight to be a star. I mean, he's not a star. Yeah, he's in New York, right? He's from New York. He should be selling out. I mean, I don't know how realistic it is to sell out Madison Square Garden, but I mean, he should be selling out. He's from New York. Like, you have one of the biggest cities.
He just called him out. He just wanted an all-out New York fight. Remember?
Yeah, I mean that would be big, but I mean, if you think about, he's from New York, he should be a big star.
Is he really from New York,
if you're lucky enough to be.
Someone told me he's actually grew up in Florida.
I think his dad is.
He grew up in Florida.
Did he? Maybe his dad is. I think his dad is from the streets. He's actually from New York, but maybe you're right.
There we go. In the chat, Ralph on Real says Frankie Theo is really from Florida. That's what I heard. He grew up in Florida, so. I mean, listen, just because you're from New York doesn't mean you're going to have a fan base. I mean, Hitchens is from New York and nobody knows him. Remember that? Cambosos was like, he kept telling him that, listen, you're nobody in New York. Nobody fucking knows you. But again, Teofimo Lopez is a bigger star, though. Let's be honest. I don't know, man. Listen, Teofimo Lopez, I think you're right. I think he thinks he's a star, but he really isn't. You got to keep on fighting. And, sometimes I forget this guy even exists. Seriously, I'm trying to look, okay, who's going to be the next star? And I'm like, oh, shit, I forgot about Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? This guy, he beat Campos, he beat Lomachenko. At that point, he was like, oh, the next superstar. And he just went downhill.
He dropped the ball.
But then he drops it and he picks it up. Remember, he drops it and he picks it up. Like, he drops it against Cambosos, then he picks it back up again against Josh Taylor. He kind of drops it again in that performance after that. Who did he fight after that? Was it Jermaine Ortiz? No, it was Claggett.
Yeah. Was it Claggett?
Yeah, terrible. And then against Barbosa, okay, the fight wasn't exciting, but he did beat Barbosa, and Barbosa was on a winning streak. So that was a big win. But then he doesn't fight anymore. No announcements, no nothing.
Yeah, the whole fight one time a year. I hate the new one. If you're like have a decent name, fight one time or 2 times a year. That's ass.
I mean, he fought in May and didn't fight throughout the whole summer till now. He's not gonna fight this year for sure. I mean, what are they gonna say? He's gonna fight in December all of a sudden? No. What the fuck? This is the problem with boxing. This is the thing that we went. Let's talk about these guys. Dana White, do you guys think he's good for boxing or is he going to be bad for boxing or in between, undecided? Wants to take this one.
I think he's going to be good.
Well, his track record says he has success, right? So his track record is what? Building the UFC. And did he do a good job of that? I think he did.
Yeah. And when it comes to UFC, the best fight the best. Would they have a Teofimo Lopez in the UFC just sitting around, not doing shit? No.
Well, but there is, just to push back on what you're saying, but in boxing, and I'm gonna probably get beat up for this, you can't really fight the best after the best consistently. It's not possible. You're just not gonna last long. I think you need to have mega fight, then you have to keep your tools sharpened, but you can't realistically fight killer after killer.
Well, you can do it in the UFC.
I think they take less punishment in the UFC. That if you think of let's say, what do we want from the superstar? Four fights a year, right? Two mega big fights and then 2 kind of layups. Maybe sometimes 5, how they used to do it. But can you really run the gauntlet? Can you fight Haney, Tank Davis, Shakur, Ryan back to back? Let's say we want Virgil Ortiz. Can he fight all those guys back to back to back to back? Is it realistic?
Well, not back to back.
Fedora, Ennis, Zayas.
Okay, so you're saying one fight in between big fights?
A layup. Yeah, like a layup. You have the mega fight, then you're going to come back and get kind of a stay sharp, what they call stay sharp fight.
All right, well, let's look at Teofimo Lopez's record. So, Vasily Lomachenko, then Cambosos. He was supposed to win that fight, obviously. It wasn't supposed to be a competitive fight. Turned out to be one. Then he fought Pedro Campa. Then he fought Sandor Martin.
That was it. Mm-hmm.
And then big fight with Josh Taylor. He beats Josh Taylor. Then Jermaine Ortiz. Didn't look that great in that either. And then Steve Claggett. And then Barbosa. I mean, isn't it time for a big fight, though, at this point?
Yeah, no, but we're talking about Dana White. And can he replicate what he did with the UFC with boxing? And I'm saying just from a strictly physical, the way boxing works, he won't be able to do it.
Okay, but would he be able to get Teofimo Lopez a fight? I mean, Teofimo Lopez fought in May. And then that's it. He's not going to be fighting for the rest of the year. With Dana White in the sport, and let's say he's working with Teofimo Lopez, and he puts him in the ring again this year. probably.
That part you're right, because I think Dana is not with the tune-up bullshit. Dana's like, no, if you're in my league, you're gonna fight competitive fights. So you're not getting a Campa, you're not getting Claggett, motherfucker.
Right, exactly.
You know, like this Jeron, you're not getting Lima. I don't give a fuck.
Oh my, that fight.
You're not getting Lima. There's just no way in hell me as Dana White that I'm gonna put that shit on my fight pass.
Lima didn't even block any punches.
Dude, I think that guy laid down. That if you want to about
FUTV said that. Yeah, he said the guy laid down.
You know what he did when he got hit? Rewatch that. He threw his hands out like an amateur. If you ever watch a kid, you throw him in the ring the first time, your first reaction is to like push the guy off. Oh, I got hit. Oh, let me push you. Like, no,
yeah, like get away from, like basically like get away from me. Like, I don't know what's going on. Get away from me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like when Brock Lesnar. You remember Brock Lesnar against Cain Velasquez? Cain Velasquez was like, you see, like,
you can tell he never taken a punch before.
Brock Lesnar never took a punch. He's like, oh, you know, like he spins around and shit, like he's spinning. Remember,
that's
he was spinning.
Like.
Yeah.
But with Dana White, they're not getting these fights. Like, there's no way Dana White would pay for Stevenson Padley. It's not gonna happen. You're out of your fucking mind.
You know what? I say give Dana White a chance. You know, people are like, no, he shouldn't be in the sport of boxing, and they're getting all angry. It's like, the sport of boxing is trash right now. What are you talking about? Why are you defending this garbage? It's my garbage, all right? I want to keep it this way.
We're going to see more of what we're seeing in the UFC right now. This influx of these inbred Nation of Islam fighters, you know?
Well, in boxing, what the fighters get, I mean, the ones we talk about, they get to pick who they want to fight. You can't make Ennis, Ortiz, you can't make Fundora, you can't make Zayas, you can't make them fight anybody. Like Zayas had said he wanted to fight was it Fundora in Puerto Rico? His people ain't gonna let him do that.
Ortiz.
In Puerto Rico, he's like, but we know that's not gonna happen because he you know, his people ain't gonna let him do it. But for the most part, these guys get to choose who they want to fight. Like when Stevenson fought Padley, he got a list. I guess he got because Schofield pulled out, and he was given a list. And of course, I'm gonna fight an electrician that hasn't fought in 9 months.
Yeah.
You know,
there's like 4 names on there. Like, who's this guy? I never heard of him. Yeah. Oh, that's not Padley. Yeah, that guy. I'll fight him.
Yeah, I'll fight him. Like, where the fuck in any sport do you get to just pick a guy out of the crowd? Like, you know what, that guy, you know, little waistline. I want him. Okay, here you go.
The guy with the little waistline.
You know, like that's criminal. The Lima fight was criminal.
Yeah, that was and Eddie Hearn wanted two tune-up fights. One punch, yeah.
Huh?
Eddie Hearn wanted two tune-up fights. That was the plan, remember?
Yeah, Dana White.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, he got to pick his opposition. That literally what it is. You know, you can fight Virgil Ortiz, you could fight, because you got to think he could fight whoever he wants, right? He has the money, his backer has the money, so he legitimately could fight whoever he wants. Just like with this Tank Davis guy, now Shakur getting that big, he can fight whoever he wants. So when they fight Limas, it's because that's who they picked. Most sports you're not able to do that. For the kind of money.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Like Dana White would never allow that shit. Oh yeah, I'd like to fight Lima. He's like, you want to be the main event? Like the main event? It's a tune-up fight. Like, you're not Mike Tyson. You know, you're not anybody. It's Boots Ennis. He's not a superstar. You shouldn't be able to get this type of tune-up fights. It's not like, you know, when Canelo fought Yildirim, who was, you know, the mandatory challenger, whatever. He could get away with fighting a guy like Yildirim, and he sold out over there in Miami. Remember that? Because it's Canelo. But when it's Boots Ennis, you cannot get away with fighting a guy like Lima. You just can't.
Yeah, but their fans will try to convince you that he had no choice, that he had no option. Well, he really did. That's who he had to fight. Like, no, bro, you're stupid. Like, how stupid can you think I am for you to tell me? Yeah. that he had to
He
do
just brought him
that.
to put in
De
front
La
of him,
Hoya
bro.
didn't choose Yildirim. Apparently, it was a WBC. Now, of course, he could have said no, but he's like, again, he could have an excuse like, well, listen, the WBC is asking. This when it comes to Boots Ennis, he chose Lima.
Yeah, just like Stevenson chose Padley. He was not. It wasn't a Dana White situation where Dana White's gonna say you gotta fight Padley. He's
Right.
gonna tell. He's gonna be the opposite. Like, no, no, bro, no. You're gonna be on a pay-per-view. We gotta put you in a competitive fight. But that's my pushback on Dana is like, how are you gonna build a star if they got like 4 or 5 losses?
Well, in boxing, well, what do you mean? But they don't care about losses, right? Like,
Yeah, but us as fans, I mean, when I watch the UFC, I kind of look and I see 11 losses, 13 losses. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm just being real, you know? Like, that's just kind of my
I
first...
guess you're right, because we're
first-
used to this, though.
Yeah, when you see
we're used to
undefeated,
the undefeated, yeah.
or even 2 losses. 2 losses in boxing you can get away with. There's been plenty of box, like Marcos Maidana, I think when he broke through, he had 2 losses. Is there anybody recent?
Four is
like
when you start
Parker,
going
right?
like, okay, four losses, and you're like
Right.
in your 20s or something. But still,
Yeah, once you start seeing 4.
yeah. But even then, like back in the days, and I'm talking back in like the 50s, 60s. I mean, they used to have a lot of losses though. So because they used to fight all the time.
Yeah, but that's
It's
before.
because they were fighting everybody.
Yeah, they were fighting and constant, like they were fighting more than 3 times a year. So at least,
Yeah, but now we're in the social media age. Go ahead. Yeah, but we're in the social media age, right? So we could really break down every damn fighter. That just wasn't possible back then, right? Like there was no way to just give us a statistical analysis and a point system to say who was like the best of the best. Like we could look at what's the fights coming up. Norman, we can look at Norman and Haney and we can break it down because we know who Norman fought. He fought Sasaki. Like who the fuck is that guy? He ain't fought nobody.
well, that's what Devin Haney said. Devin Haney said in the Errol Hawani interview, he's like, "Oh, this guy hasn't fought anybody. He's fought tomato cans." But then he's saying that if I beat Norman Jr., I'm gonna be the best welterweight.
But Norman has the O. You know, he has that 0, and so does Haney. We know that's fake. But as far as matchmaking goes, you know, in the UFC model, they can have 5 and 8 losses, and their fans don't care. But we as boxing fans, we call that guy a bum. There's just no way around it. The only other guy that I think
look at the record,
was able to
right?
break that. Well, there was a guy like I think his name was Orlando Salido. He had like 10 wins. I mean, 10 losses, 11 losses, and he actually became something in somebody.
That's true. SJK in the chat says can't be saying you're on Crawford's level and can go to 160 tomorrow. Blah blah blah. 154 is stacked. Conquer everyone at 154 before talking crazy. He's talking about Boots Ennis. It's true though. He says he's on Crawford's level, but then he needs 2 tune-up fights. You know, and then he wants to go to 160 eventually. And well, listen, Boots Ennis has to prove himself at 154 because at 147, I wasn't really that impressed. He beat Stanionis. Okay, that's a good win, but other than that, he struggled against Karen. You know, the first time, Karen was running. Okay, he was actually running, but in the second fight, Karen stood his ground. And Boots Ennis didn't look like Mike Tyson in there, right? He didn't stop the guy. He didn't drop him, right? I think he dropped him once.
Yeah, that's the thing with boxing. It's really easy to build let me not say that. It's easy to build a 30-0 record. They got to have talent, but you can easily con the public because the guy's, 34-0? He built at least 30 cans, crushing cans.
34.
Like, that's the thing about boxing. That's the thing about boxing. What's going to be different about Dana White is you're not going to build. You may be able to build to like 15-0, maybe 20-0, but these 30-0, 25-0 is not going to happen. The guy before he makes it is going to have a loss or 2, right? He's going to have to fight.
Is Frank Bay?
That one and only.
Oh my God,
Right?
man! Long time no see you, man.
Oh, what's up, Servino?
Yeah, what's up?
Right, so Dana White is going to be 25. You're going to be 14-4, getting a title shot. You know, you're going to have some losses.
Yeah, but you can't be 34-0. Well, you can be. You said Boots Ennis is 34-0. 34.
Isn't he? He's at least 34 and 0 with like 28 knockouts. So he could be 40-0, dude, with like 35 knockouts and never really fought anybody.
See, I don't even.
I mean, you might be right.
Yeah,
you might be right on that regard, but the only difference is the pool of talent in boxing is a little bigger than MMA, especially with the current culture for the last maybe 9 to like 12 years, that you get like guys with black belts in like 4 years, you know, and any martial art right now, like jiu-jitsu guys, not really jiu-jitsu, you know, like a jiu-jitsu nowadays, man, gets his ass whooped on a street fight every day, man. Like, because now it's like the culture changes, like 2 points, not necessarily like defend yourself against what against a bigger guy, you know. It's more of points, rollouts, you know, bullshit. Yeah, it's not what it was back in the days.
Yeah, I know we got some UFC fans on here. To me, it's always just guys humping. Once in a while, you get a good fight, but I think what you're saying, what I remember when it, you know, as it's being built, it was the interest was like seeing karate versus boxing, to see boxing versus, it was the styles matchup. People wanted to see, like on the street, correct. Right? Like
it was the
Krav Maga versus to see who the best Taekwondo was. You know, I just all these think about all the fighting styles around the world, right? And you're just taking all these and throwing them in a ring and seeing who's gonna win. And that was the intrigue. Not necessarily wrestling is probably the worst one, but the best one to me.
I mean, wrestling is exciting because you got tosses, you got guys lifting each other up. You know, you got suplexes. Like, I think wrestling is really exciting. The thing is boring as shit and low key hinging on homosexuality is jiu-jitsu, especially more modern jiu-jitsu, man. It's disgusting, man. Like, again, it's not like back in the days. It was because jiu-jitsu is designed to, you know, it's designed for a smaller guy to defend himself against a bigger guy, right? To be able to slam him, you know, control his body or whatever the case may be. But nowadays, you see a tournament nowadays, man, it's pretty stupid, man.
Yeah, nobody likes that. No, don't tell that to Joe Rogan.
Like, for example, this guy, what's his name? Jeron Ennis. He actually he lives around my house. He lives in Jersey City, right? I actually trained in his gym a couple of times. I know guys around his camp. I especially saw him when he was training for Jake Paul. Man, he sucks,
did he actually train for that fight?
No, he trained for he tried, you know, but the thing is,
he didn't do shit.
I think he has smoked so much, and you know, and the fact that he's a little bit of a trash bag, you know, and you know, he always have this pride of, you know, a jiu-jitsu world champion or whatever, even though like even your 12-year-old kid can do it. I don't know, man, like. That's why he sucks, man. He's a modern jiu-jitsu guy, you know. One of these guys that he can get a black belt in like 4 to 5 years. You know, you're a black belt, even though like any black belt, you have to at least be in the sport for like 20 years. Ain't that a bitch, huh?
Yeah.
So everybody nowadays, any martial arts nowadays, because now you have guys, you know, spinning their belts just because you have so many schools, and you know they're trying to be. You know, they're trying to encourage guys to sign up. You know, they don't want to be. You don't want to show them the you know, like how it is. You know, hey, listen, you have to be here for 25 years. Like, hey, the hell no, like, you know what I mean? So they're trying to like, you know, encourage you. Like, hey, listen, man, we see you. You got talent. You faster than Bruce Lee in his prime, man. You know, if Bruce Lee wouldn't got shot, man, that wouldn't be you, man. You know. That's why I'm actually gonna show you this special program. You know, this is for like the guys like you. Just for guys
we
like
have to
you.
Charge you double.
Hey, by the way,
no, not even. It's probably like the regular program. You know, it's just like the bamboozle the tattoo everyone. It's like, yeah, man, but you know, it's a special. You know, special.
Boots Dennis is 35-0, by the way.
35-0. That's fucking crazy.
Who did he fight?
35, and he's actually 35-0.
Yeah, you remember when I remember when Deloy was 31-0.
I think every day he gets another victory in his record without even fighting.
Yeah, but 35 and no, that's crazy. Was...
but that's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is he's gotten paid good money to be 35 and no.
And he had the nerve to ask for 2 tune-up fights. Like, what two fucking Limas, basically. He wanted 2 Lima fights.
Here's the funny part, Bucho, right? He said it, right? Oh, yeah, I need 2 tune-up fights or whatever. And then he said like he doesn't need it, right? And now what's going to happen now? What's going on? He fought Lima. Now who's going to fight? He's calling out everybody, but you know damn well that Eddie Hearn's going to fight somebody, right?
No, but they want Sander Zayas. That's what they said. No.
Yeah. But the thing about Sander Zayas is that they got to pay. They got to send him a contract. And the thing is, Sander Zayas is making way more money than them, unfortunately. Like as of right now, you know. Wow. Like Sander Zayas actually has sponsors, you know. Like he will be the A side. He has the belt, he has the popularity, and he has the arena because he can bring his ass to New York as well.
You're right.
Or to Puerto Rico. So, you know, it's even Steven. And he signed even though I don't like F word Bad Bunny, you know, he signed with a promotional company that is towards like that shit, you know. So hopefully he doesn't forget about boxing. You know, he stays sharp. I think he's lacks power, but I think it's because he kills himself to make 154. He's a big dude. I've seen it a couple of times. I would like to see that fight. You know, I would like to see that fight. I would like to, even though the Jeron Ennis, he's been catching cancer his entire career. He's an exciting guy to watch. You know, to be honest, like he brings it.
Hawker says,
no, you're absolutely right.
Crushed 35 cancer already. Raphael says, Baru and Sander have a verbal agreement to fight Barararu, the African guy.
And you know what's funny, Bucho? You know that I fight like I will be happy to see 147 that, you know, we all missed. It was that Rashidi Ellis and Boots Ennis fight, man. I think he was happy as hell that Bila whooped his ass. I don't think he want no business with Rashidi Ellis, man.
I think you're right. You might have a point there. By the way, BDA Boxing says second Renaissance open panel after this. So you guys want to go talk non-boxing stuff, anything, politics? Well, I don't think we can. I think we can politics. Politics.
I've been wanting to join one. I always miss it.
Well, we have one right after this, so like in 10 minutes, I guess.
What's his name? Recognize calls me every time, but I either fall asleep or I'm not available.
Oh, yeah. But no, this was going to be, those aren't live. This is going to be live on Rumble. Guys, it's on Rumble, not YouTube. You know why? Because, you know, Rumble, you know how, YouTube, you know how it is.
Now we know how it is. Wing, wing.
Exactly. But yeah, right after you click the link, Rumble, get that ready because we're going to be transitioning to the second Renaissance. Or anything.
Wait, ain't a fight? There's a fight happening tomorrow. Parker against Watsy, I think. The Wayne was tonight.
Yeah. What?
Zach Parker and Watsy.
Yeah.
Wait. You guys didn't watch Michaela Mayer last night? Y'all ain't boxing fans. I'm sorry.
I did.
Oh,
just because it wasn't Tubi.
You're a junkie.
I joined I joined a Ring IQ live, and you know I was like, well, why not? Ooh. The undercard was actually good. Like it was actually really good.
Man, I just can't take women. I'm not a fan of women's boxing. That's just not my.
Me either. There's a couple of ones I respect because I met them like, you know, face to face, like no, yeah, that one. I actually met Serrano personally. She's actually. Yeah, I actually met Serrano personally. Like, she's actually very sweet, man. Like, you wouldn't tell, like, she's a boxer. Huh?
Yeah, if you're hot, I might watch. But if you're not,
man, when she's not making weight in real life, she's actually hot, man. Like, like she can get it. I don't give a fuck.
Sure. she's pretty hot.
But when she's going down to 126, I might think about it, man. I want to give her, like, a cheeseburger or something.
You know who could fight though? Gabby Fendora. She can actually slug it out. She's
a mean girl, man.
She knocks people out. Like that's the one girl that I seen that knocked other chicks out.
Dude, the way she punches, man, she punched through the fucking target, man. Like, like the way she does the uppercuts is like she wanna like pierce like all these girls' skulls, man. Like he's fucking crazy. Like he's mean as fuck.
I seen that Shields fight. That was terrible. I mean, I don't know. That was awful. It literally looked like a backyard, a fight. You know, between two chicks. You know, where they're scratching and pulling hair.
Yeah, for real. I was expecting like she will pull a beer bottle from her trunks, man.
But other than that, I don't really see any chick fight that I want to watch.
I mean, like I actually have to be like with somebody like who's watching it or something. Like me personally, like you know, out of my heart, like nah, like I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jake
has
Paul's
to be
going
something
hard.
big, man.
He's promoting that on his card. I think all the fights are women fights on his Gervonta.
I mean, listen, I think Jake Paul gets a lot of hate, but I actually like what he's doing in boxing, man. A lot of guys that were not getting opportunities, he's giving them to you know, a lot of local talent. He's actually being involved in boxing, you know, as a promoter and shit like that. You know, he's out there. You know, he's giving opportunities to guys.
He's a boxing fan, that's for sure. You know, he watches the big fights. He watches a lot of fights. And he's a promoter.
Like low key, I think low key, like his events are, you know, his fights are trash on purpose, just because he draws the attention for his undercards. I think, in my opinion, that's what it is.
But fighting Tank Davis, though, I can't support that shit.
I don't support that, though. I think
it's not a real fight. It's an exhibition.
It's not, but
so it doesn't count.
But let me tell you something, man. I think Jake Paul is out there to humiliate this little midget, man. He has it out for Tank Davis, man.
That would be crazy.
That's why Tank Davis is so fucking serious, man.
Yeah,
because he knows.
Imagine if he knocks a little Tanky out, like he lifts him off the ground, just hits him with the uppercut.
I think he will, man.
He's small, you know. And Gervonta.
I think low key. I think low key he's gonna throw like a soft punch, acting like, oh man, my bad. It's just you're so small, man. You know. I think he's gonna go for something like that. I think he's gonna go for something like that.
I could see something crazy happening, like a brawl. All the white boys versus all the black dudes. You know, something happens and it's just a racial brawl.
I don't think it's gonna be a brawl. I think it's gonna be more of along the lines of Jake Paul is gonna knock the blocks off Tank. And you know he's gonna go. He's gonna act like, you know, like, oh man, my bad. Is so he's so small.
You think
and
it's
fragile.
real, Bucho? Do you think it's gonna be a real fight?
No,
it's not gonna be real.
No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be like a decision.
It's not gonna be real, but I know Jake Paul is out to humiliate this little kid, man. I know he does.
So you think it's real? I think it's scripted. I think
it's not real. Again, it's not real, but I know he's gonna go. He's gonna throw one punch, at least one punch on purpose, man.
I mean, because the Mike Tyson fight was fake,
kid, man. No, that was fake. I think he was of all of Mike Tyson as well. Like he was of all of Mike Tyson.
And the Julio, you know, Julio came on late against Jake Paul, but that looked fake too. Because Julio didn't do anything. I mean, he's known to do that, but it looked fake. I'm like, man, this shit is fake.
Yeah, it looked fake as hell. And,
guys, we're gonna
and also
Okay.
Yeah, because BDA is gonna start the Renaissance show. So guys, jump in if you wanna go talk about anything and everything on Rumble. All right. Thank you for being on the show. See you.
Thank you.
Take care, man.
Peace.
All right, guys, on YouTube, don't forget Second Renaissance Halloween special. Only on Rumble. Only on Rumble. Because again, YouTube, you know how it is. Link in the chat. Hit that link and we'll see you on Rumble. All right. Have a good night. Have a happy Halloween.